This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by a partnership between Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of both Champion Sports Radio and Tradio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This is Grapevine Mustangs Football, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Baum looking to throw, has a man, and Parker Polk, he's got it inside the 30. He is going to walk this into the corral for a touchdown. Coming in and down goes the late Dallas quarterback Cade Bortnam as the pressure, the blitz came in, and a snap back on the punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked, it's picked up inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the corral for the touchdown. Number 49 for the Grapevine Mustangs, Tatum Evans picks up the block punt and returns it into the end zone, and the Mustangs have the lead.
Ooh, you can feel the electricity in this building right now. It has gone crazy. All the players on the sidelines jumping up and down. Just too much pressure on the punter that time. The block just...
Hudson Blake, the junior linebacker, 5'9", 180 pounds, was the one who got in there and got the hand on the punt for the block. Tatum Evans picked it up and scooted into the end zone for the touchdown.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As a receiver and as a runner, Carradine, like C.J. Holmes, when he gets occasionally to check in on offense, has serious speed to burn.
Can't teach speed seconds ago and wonder, yep, here he goes.
Snap back, play action, pass is deflected. The blitz came in, and then first and 10, play action. This time, Bortnam keeps it and gets stuck. Snap back on second down, end around this time, and great job by the Grapevine defense. Inside this time, that pass is up in the air and knocked away. Snap is down, the kick is blocked, it's bouncing, it's picked up by Webb. Deep pass up to the near side, and that pass is knocked away. Incomplete. C.J. Holmes, pull out by Bortnam, pass is caught, but stuck immediately. Play action, pass in towards the end zone, the pass is up and incomplete. No flag on the...
Clearly it's been successful for them throughout the year, but tonight these Grapevine corners are rising to the challenge.
Snap is back, play action, swing pass on a bubble screen, and it is going to be a loss on the play. The Grapevine defense steps up and makes the play in big-time fashion. They're saying the ball came out, have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, and there is a fumble on the play. 4th and 6 at the 35, they're going to take a shot. Baum fires one out, and that pass is caught for the first down. Caden Cook makes the grab. Going
curl routes, protect your receiver best you can. Caden Cook's always going to come down with that catch, it seems like. What a great throw. Just on a little kind of an in-curl.
Handoff inside the 25, the 20, inside the 10, the 5, walking it into the corral for the touchdown is Reed Watkins. And the Mustangs now have a 2-score lead.
Just great job.
He's getting flushed, and he's going to get sacked. Tristan Sneed gets in there, and the action ball looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep down the middle of the field looking for Sammy Kelly. It's caught. He makes a man miss. He is inside the 45, the 40. 4-10 here from Hayden Rhodes. The snap is down. The kick is up. It's on the way, and it is good. Wagner moves from the left to the right. Snap is back. Pitch. Caught inside the 20. Carradine's getting to the open field. The 30, the 20, the 10, 15, 10. Still on his feet, and he'll walk it into the corral for the touchdown. He's going to be stopped for it. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown. The Grapevine Mustangs are on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This broadcast of the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club is sponsored by 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, Energy Attic, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, livingforzachary.org, LoneStarGridiron.com, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. Grapevine Mustangs football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio. You can find us on Twitter at Champion Sports, on Facebook at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and on Instagram at Champion Sports Radio, and online anytime at championsportsradio.com. This is Mustang Friday Nights, and you right now are looking live at the field of the Crowley ISD Stadium, the brand new Crowley ISD Stadium, as we are preparing for the area round matchup tonight between your Grapevine Mustangs, who come in tonight at 10-1 on the season, against the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene ISD, who come in tonight at 6-5. My name is Jacob Dedamore. I'm here with my broadcast, as always, with my broadcast partner Tim Smith. And Tim, it is definitely football weather. We didn't get that on Thursday night last week in round one of the playoffs, but we certainly have it tonight here in Crowley.
Absolutely. It's just a little frigid outside this evening, somewhere in the low 40s, and just getting colder. It's certainly going to be cold on those fingertips tonight, and ball security is going to be a factor.
We are facing a team in the Cooper Cougars coming in tonight, coming off of a big win last week on the road. They had to travel all the way out to El Paso last week, Tim, but they got the win over El Paso Andrus, a 49-20 blowout win to advance to this round. This Cooper team coming in at 6-5. They finished 3-2, third place in District 2-5A Division II, and they come in tonight with a pretty balanced offensive attack that we're going to see. Not only are they balanced from what they run versus pass, but they also spread the ball around to all of their skill position players.
They sure do. They have receivers that have rushing yards and running backs that have receiving yards, and everyone's getting into the end zone. And so you're right, they spread it around quite a bit. On paper, they've scored 100 less points and have given up over 100 more points than Grapevine. So on paper, this looks to be a bit of a mismatch, but it's the playoffs. And any team that can travel all the way to El Paso in round one and come away with a win, that's a team that you have to take seriously in round two.
Yeah, I mean, travel, we talk about Cooper coming in from Abilene tonight for this game. This is a team that's used to traveling because of the district that they're in and the part of the state that they live in. They travel constantly, so this is just part of what they do. When they go on the road, they know that they are more than likely, outside of when they play their in-district, in-town, crosstown rival Wiley, or when they go non-district and play Abilene High, they're going to travel for a road game, and it's usually going to be a couple of hours at least. So they're used to this. It's nothing new to them. The thing tonight is going to be the conditions. We've talked about how chilly it is right now. I believe it's about 37 degrees out. Excuse me, it's 43 degrees outside. It's about 10 minutes to 7 right now. It's 43 degrees, but the wind right now is blowing out of the north. It says at about 10 to 11 miles an hour. It sure seems like it's blowing a little harder than that. So the wind is going to affect things.
Cooper comes in with 13 interceptions. We don't have the
on
final
offense,
numbers,
yeah,
but they've thrown 13 interceptions. That tends to lead you to believe that the Mustangs could get a few turnovers tonight, which could be the difference in this ball.
It really is. It is. Interestingly enough, you had a very rare fumble last week from Parker Polk that figured into the game early on.
Yep.
But Grapevine has done a really good job this year of taking care of the football while at the same time taking it away defensively. And this Cooper team, it does seem they have at least had at times had a propensity for some turnovers. starters. The one thing we don't know, while we have their defensive starters, we don't know much about their defense, but we do know they've had some games where they've given up a decent amount of points, both in wins and losses this year. So it does seem like this defense, and when you look at a team that's coming in at 6-5, you obviously are led to believe that it's a team that can be had a little bit defensively.
Absolutely, and like you said, they've given up some points in some big ball games. They've also have had some low-scoring games. So tonight's going to be a little bit interesting, and that's why they play the games, Jacob.
All right, well, right now what we're going to do, we're going to throw you out to my interview earlier this week with Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. Here is Grapevine's head coach, Mike Alexander.
Jacob Dettemore back here on the ER of Texas pregame show, and I'm joined by Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. Coach, a great win on Thursday night in the bi-district round to advance to the area round. You guys were up against not what people would consider your typical 4 seed in a very prepared and talented Lake Dallas squad.
Hey, you're right about that. I'm pretty sure we talked about that going into the game last week. I knew they were going to be really strong defensively, and they didn't disappoint. They from the get-go, they tackled really well. I really didn't feel like we had an issue blocking their front most of the night. Like, we were blocking them, but their safeties were coming down and tackling our guys, around the line of scrimmage and not missing many tackles. So I guess it was the second possession, we got the ball. We decided, if they're going to be playing down that fast, we're going to have to loosen them up. And we hit Parker, up the seam, and that seemed to loosen them up a little bit. The next possession, we were able to drive it all the way down and just fumbled on the one. I never really felt like they stopped us really after the first series. And really the first series we got a penalty. It was third and 2, and we jumped offside, or we had to delay a game. Excuse me, we had to delay a game penalty that backed us up. But they definitely played sound defense. Our kids were prepared. It was a great playoff game for everybody that was there in attendance.
You talked about in the pregame, as we talked about last week, that you thought you might have to pass a little bit more in this game and open things up from that perspective. And that is what you did. And Evan Baum really came through with flying colors last week. Yeah,
Evan threw some catchable balls, and our receivers made some good plays. And, but when you play a defense that's going to crowd the line of scrimmage and play really tight and downhill with their safeties, you have to be able to do that. And, I remember when Coach DeBess and I were talking back when we decided to go this route, I was asking questions, like, Coach, how much can we throw the football? And he always said, we'll throw the football as much as we need to win. And, and so we throw the ball a lot in practice. I mean, every day in practice, we have about 30 to 35 minutes devoted just to throwing the football. And so when those games present themselves where we need to, we're prepared for it.
Defensively, I thought you guys, against what I think is a very multiple and really talented, especially on the skill position offense, you guys played a great football game, I thought, defensively. But I really want to highlight your 2 cornerbacks, Redmond Webb and CJ Holmes, because we thought they played a fantastic football game against a couple of kids that really outsized them.
No doubt. One thing is really good to get Red back in the lineup. He started the first game of the year, and we haven't seen him really since, and due to an injury. But it was good to get Red back, knock some rust off against 2 talented outside receivers. I mean, I believe one of the kids is committed to Texas Tech, and the other one I think is a little bit better, honestly. And so they had a tall task. I mean, they were giving away about 6 or 7 inches at least, maybe more. But you know what? The thing about it is we were the first team that's really got up at the line of scrimmage and challenged their outside receivers. So many people they played have, played off coverage and didn't want to risk getting beat deep. And our guys did what they've been coached to do, and they got up there and challenged them and just played with great technique, and it worked out. So I was really proud of our 2 corners for sure.
You're going to be playing an Abilene Cooper squad this week that is also very multiple offensively, and they spread the ball around to a number of different guys, both in the run game and in the pass game. What kind of challenges do you see from the Cooper Cougars that you're going to present for your defense this week?
You know, they are good, and they usually play really well early in games. Offensively, they score in the first quarter, and I think a lot of that is because they are so multiple. It's hard for defenses to get prepared to play them because you don't know what to prepare for. You know, they always have a few new wrinkles, and they're very creative offensively, and they have exceptional skill kids. And so that usually means that they're going to, early in the game, you know, they're going to gain some advantages. And then I don't really anticipate anything being a whole lot different this week. I think defensively, it might take us a series or two to settle in and figure out, okay, what's the plan going to be tonight? Because some weeks it's, you know, they're running the option out of 2-back stuff. Some weeks they're just in 10 personnel throwing the ball down the field. And you know, it might take us a series or two, but I have confidence in our defensive unit and Coach Antle and the staff to figure out what they're doing and make the proper adjustments as the game wears on.
One last thing down at the game at Crowley ISD Stadium tonight, we missed the quote-unquote football weather by a day last week, but this week you're going to have it. It's going to be nice and chilly on Friday night. Temperatures, I think, are going to be in the 40s. Obviously, you know, down in this part of the country, we just don't see this weather very often until, you know, playoff time comes around. What kind of adjustment is that for the kids when it comes to, you know, talking about hanging on to the ball, hands getting cold, all that kind of stuff?
Well, it'll be warmer than it's been at practice the last 2 mornings. I'll do that. It's been really chilly here the last, really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday we had cold and wet, and then Tuesday, yesterday was really cold. The wind was blowing. I think it was 36 degrees when we took the field yesterday morning with the wind blowing. Made it feel like 30. You know, Jacob, we hadn't had an issue at practice, you know, and so our kids are focused. We've had 3 really good practices this week. It's fun right now watching our kids play in practice because I see how far they've come from the Wakeland game when our call sheet was about that big and we ran like 4 plays all night long to now, you know, we have 40-something wristband calls in addition to all the other stuff that we do. So the kids' library's expanded. They're playing physical. They're playing fast. It's just a fun time of year.
All right. Well, we're certainly looking forward to seeing this game tonight, and it should be a lot of fun for everybody. Thank you as always for the time, Coach.
You bet.
That is head coach Mike Alexander. We'll be back in just a moment with more of the ER of Texas pregame show. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
That was my interview with Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. We are back here at Crowley ISD Stadium. We are about ready to kick things off. Grapevine won the opening coin toss and elected to defer, so the Mustangs will be kicking off and starting on defense. And that means we will see this defense that has turned over their opponents 24 times out on the field first against this offense from the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene High.
Interesting. Last week, Grapevine wins the toss. They elect to receive the ball. This week, more back to what we're used to seeing out of them, where they decline to receive the ball. Go ahead and defer, kick the ball off, take it in the second half.
Grapevine will have the wind at their back in this first quarter. And Tate Scarborough is going to kick things off. The return men back for the Cooper Cougars are number 1, Jalen Parker, and number 2, Cameron Herron. They are also 2 of the starting receivers for this Cooper offense. And we are underway in the area around. They have pooched it this time around the 23-yard line. Is caught, returned up the middle, towards the middle, up to the 30, just across the 30 to about the 31-yard line where the tackle was made on the return that night for Cooper. That time for Cooper was number 17, Xavier Alexander, the sophomore wide receiver. Let's give you the starting defense for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Dalton Knapp, outside linebacker. Clayton Towery, athlete.
Ty Homenberger, D-line.
Tristan Sneed, outside linebacker.
Latham Way, linebacker.
Tyler Mears, linebacker.
First play of the game was a zone read keeper by the starting quarterback, senior number 15, Chris Warren. He is very involved in this run game. He gets about 10 yards out to the 42 and a first down. His starting running back is sophomore number 34, Daniel Bray. His three primary wide receivers are number 13, Malik Jackson, a senior, number 2, Cameron Herron, a senior, number 3, DeAndre Ralston, a senior, and the fourth wide receiver, which we will see at times, is number 1, junior Jalen Parker. We'll give you the rest of the starters in just a moment. Snap back, shotgun, Warren rolling goes right, little flip out to Gray. He got the ball across midfield inside the 45, makes man miss inside the 30, and finally gets tracked down inside the 25-yard line. He was run down that time by number 35, Tristan Sneed, as just a little swing pass to the running back. Daniel Bray breaks a big one all the way into Grapevine territory down to the 24-yard line, a gain of 34 yards.
Yeah, they caught Grapevine in a
yards.
blitz off that left side, and a perfect play call against the perfect defense.
Snap back as they run tempo. Handoff to Bray up the middle. He's got room into the second level. Check that. That was a handoff to number 3, DeAndre Ralston. We talked about how they use their wide receivers as runners as well. Ralston taking the handoff that time and gets it all the way down to the 14. A gain of 10 yards and 1st and 10 inside the 15. The Cooper offense rolling to start the game.
A lot of quick momentum. We rarely see Grapevine get drove on this early, this quickly in a ball game.
Spread tempo, which is the popular offense these days in Texas high school football. Handoff, no, it's play action, pass over the middle, caught inside the 5 and down there. The ball came out, and I think Grapevine has got it. They do. It's a hit and a fumble. On the play, number 27, Drew Nelson, the captain, hits the wide receiver, forces the fumble, and we talked about it in pregame. There's that Grapevine defense forcing a turnover, and they prevent points from Cooper and give the ball back to the offense.
24 turnovers on the year, and now you can give them 25. That's a great way to stop the momentum there, right? That's the only way you were going to stop them, was to get the turnover. That's exactly what they do. Great hit on the back end.
I believe that was number 2, Cameron Herron, who caught the slant on the RPO. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 4-yard line after the fumble. 3 wide set on first down. Rondell Carradine comes in motion. It is a handoff to Parker Polk. He's got room. He's into the second level. He's up to the 20, up to 30, to the 40, to midfield, to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he is going to walk it into the corral for a Grapevine Mustangs touchdown. Parker Polk goes 96 yards on the first offensive snap of the game for Grapevine, and they take a 6-0 lead.
Just a simple zone right, and I'll tell you what, number 17, Sammy Kelly downfield, he makes the block that springs Parker down the sideline for the touchdown. We say it every week, Sammy Kelly, huge in this run game from a blocking perspective. And how about Parker Polk? You expect your big players to step up in big-time games. Play number 1, Parker Polk to the end zone.
Well, what have we said, Tim, that Caden Cook told us a few weeks ago? We'll wait for this extra point from Hayden Rhodes. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 7-0 Grapevine with 9:59 to go here in the first quarter. Caden Cook told us this a couple of weeks ago when I talked to him for the pregame show. He said that their coaches tell them offensive line blocks for first downs, wide receivers block for touchdowns.
Yeah, and that time everybody put a hat on somebody. It was 11 hats on 11 hats and touchdown glory for the Grapevine Mustangs. Play 1. That's a great way to get them momentum back, I'll tell you what.
The Mustangs turn the turnover into points immediately on the first snap of the game as Parker Polk takes it 96 yards. It's his 20th rushing touchdown of the season for the senior running back.
And is that 22 total touchdowns? I know he's caught at least one.
That is 22 total touchdowns. That is correct.
I mean, and let's look at the game a week ago where he broke, or 2 weeks ago where he broke a touchdown on the very first run of the game. So Parker, no stranger to scoring on the first play of the game. I mean, just a shot in the arm for this Grapevine Mustang team. That's what you need.
The Cooper Cougars moved the ball quickly from their own 32 to the Grapevine 4, but the fumble forced by Drew Nelson kept them off the scoreboard, and the Mustangs turn it right into points. Scarborough lining up to kick again. It's another pooch kick. It's going to be caught at about the 28-yard line, up past the 30 to the 32 to about the 34-yard line as Darion Burns made the tackle that time. Once again, it was number 17 on the return, Xavier Alexander, the sophomore, for the Cooper Cougars. Let's give you the rest of that Cooper Cougar offense. We talked about the quarterback, Chris Warren, the running back, and the receivers, which you saw a lot of. You will also see number 80, Amante McGowan, and number 89, Clayton Griff, rotating both as tight end and fullback in this offense. They're interchangeable. And their offensive line has got some youth on it. Left tackle is a sophomore, number 56, Micah Flores. We'll give you the rest of it in a minute. First down, handoff, and blasted in the backfield is Daniel Bray, as coming in is Tristan Sneed, busting through the line and getting the tackle for a loss all the way back at the 31.
Lining up, Grapevine comes out in a more basic-looking front, a three down linemen, 4 linebackers, but they played a very even front that time instead of bringing a strength down or blitzing, and we're just able to corral that run play in the backfield.
2nd and 13, 4 wide set. One of the receivers on the trips comes in motion. Snap back, play action, little bubble screen. The pass is caught, and there's going to be a little bit of room up to the 35, 38, up near the 40, and that's where he'll go down. A gain of 9 on the play as the catch and run was made by number 1, Jalen Parker, the junior wide receiver.
That's a heck of a catch by him, because otherwise that play may be intercepted. That could have been a disastrous play for Cooper, but what a catch there by Parker.
3rd and 4 for the Cougars at their own 40. 3 wide set, snap back, Warren dropping back, stepping up, throwing big over the middle, and it's intercepted. Inside, up to midfield, it's Major Hecht inside the 45, the 40, down to about the 36-yard line, and another turnover for this Grapevine defense.
You know, and there you have it. The pocket is nice and clean. Quarterback steps up into the pocket, and he makes a throw to a wide-open receiver, but he overthrows him by about 7 yards. An easy interception for Major Hecht, just sitting back there waiting on that ball.
Threw it high and behind his wide receiver. He was trying to go for number 2, Cameron Herron that time, and Herron had 0 shot to catch that. Mustangs take over their own 36, 1st and 10. Full house backfield look in the diamond formation out of the pistol. Evan Baum in at quarterback. We'll give you the Mustang starters in a moment. Snap back, handoff to Reed Watkins. He's got the corner inside the 30, the 20. Flags come down inside the 15, and we're probably going to have a lot of this run come back as 3 flags came flying in at the about the 31-yard line. We'll see what the call is here. That's usually a hold, and that is what it is.
Yeah, I'd like to say there's no holding there, but there's 3 flags, so obviously there's some holding there.
It was on the outside at the point of attack as well. Let's go ahead and give you the starters for the Grapevine offense.
Travis Mason, studs.
Braden Johnson, stud.
Cy Owen, studs.
Hunter Cottle, offensive line.
Max Livingston, stud.
That holding penalty ends up only being a 5-yard penalty because it was downfield past the line of scrimmage, so mark it off 10 yards from the spot. So unfortunately, it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Mustangs, now back at the 41, wiping out a very big run for Reed Watkins on that first play.
Almost looked like a replay of play number 1, to be honest. They just switched out Parker Polk and put in Reed Watkins.
Watkins was the only one in the backfield. Now Polk comes in motion out of the slot. It's a play action, and it's a keep by Baum. He's inside the 20. The 15 flag is down, however. We'll see what this penalty is. It very well could be an illegal formation. When Parker Polk came in motion, it's very possible that there weren't enough men on the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is.
Well, either that or Parker was kind of running towards the line of scrimmage when he came out of his motion, and you simply can't do that. Yeah, you can't go towards the line of scrimmage. It's not arena football.
That is an illegal shift. Basically, they're saying Polk. It sounded like he's saying the other receivers hadn't set yet when Parker came in motion, so that created an illegal shift.
You have that, or, again, as I said, he came back and he circles back around, which is fine, but when he circles back around, he starts going toward the line of scrimmage. You have to stay perpendicular to that line of scrimmage, or it's an automatic flag.
Well, the flag moves it back to the 46 now, so it's going to be 1st and 20 again. It wipes out another huge game. Baum had run that ball all the way inside the 15-yard line on the speed option. That time, interesting setup. They had Parker lined up in the slot and brought him in motion into the backfield with Reed Watkins. power diamond pistol on first down. Speed option to the right this time. Pitch out. It's caught inside the 40. It's Carradine inside the 30, the 25. He's dancing the sidelines and finally steps out at the 19. Rondale Carradine showing off that speed on the speed option from Evan Baum. And who cares about penalties?
Yeah, Baum shows a nifty little fake to the left just to get those linebackers to think for a second, gets out to the right. And when you need 20 yards, put the ball in the hands of your fastest player, Rondale Carradine, and let him go. And he almost tiptoed himself right into the end zone there. Pretty fancy footwork at the end.
1st and 20, and they got 22 down to the 19. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10. Watkins and Polk in the backfield. Snap back, handoff up the middle to Watkins. He's got room inside the 10, inside the 5, and he is knocked out of bounds finally at about the 2-yard line. The Grapevine offensive line is opening up some massive holes right now in the front and just creating a semi-truck wide lane for their backs to run through.
And we always say you want the line of scrimmage to move, right? One way or the other. They are moving that line of scrimmage right where they want to go. And Cy Owen comes off, gets to the second level. He was blocking a linebacker 8 yards downfield to create that massive hole for Reed Watkins to run through.
17 yards for Watkins, sets up 1st and goal. Watkins and Polk in the backfield, split set out of the pistol. 1st and goal at the 2. Snap back, handoff to Polk. He going over right guard, and he is in for the touchdown, I believe, waiting for a signal. Yes, he is. Parker Polk, his 2nd touchdown run of the ball game, running right over right guard and just pushing the scrum into the end zone, and the Mustangs are quickly up 2 scores.
And once again, Cy Owen right in the middle of all that as he's just moving the scrum. He's having a dominant afternoon, or evening, I guess we should say, here in the first 2 drives. It's beautiful to see.
Parker ran right over Cy Owen and Hunter Caudle, the freshman that time, and punched it in.
Hunter's been a great freshman all season long.
He's been fantastic. Snap is high, but it's corralled. The extra point from Hayden Rhodes is up, and it is good. 7:45 to go here in the first quarter. The Mustangs are quickly up 14-0 this quarter, brought to you by our friends at 121 Community Church. Thank you to Ryan Amerson and Energy Attic. Contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reducing those cold and hot pockets, making it more comfortable throughout, and saving you up to 40% on your energy bill. Schedule your free Energy Attic online at energyattic.com. Energy Attic, attic solutions to transform your life. So the Mustangs on that drive end up officially, I guess, going 36 yards, but it was 41. It ended up being 46 yards of actual total offense. The drive started at the 36, but the penalties, the 2 consecutive penalties, backed it up 10 more yards. But the 36-yard drive after the Major Hecht interception, setting up the touchdown, and the Mustangs have capitalized on both turnovers.
Really impressive for them to overcome 2 big penalties there, a holding penalty and then a procedural call to get them in 2nd and 20, and then Rondale Carradine saves the day with a big run off the right side to get that first down and get them back in front of the chains.
Tate Scarborough lining it up. We've seen 2 pooch kicks so far, and that is what we see again. This one a little deeper. It's going to go all the way back to the 14-yard line, up to the 25, the 30, and bang, big hit right there at the 30-yard line. As stepping up to make that hit, I believe that was number 40, Hudson Blake, on the hit. As once again, number 17, Xavier Alexander, moved back that time to take that kickoff return 16 yards out to the 30.
Yeah, they've kept them right around this 30-yard marker. You can tell the concerted effort not to kick it deep to these extremely explosive return men, and they're doing a great job of covering these shorter kicks and keeping them right where they want them, around this 30-yard line to start every drive.
They're definitely trying to avoid number 2, Cameron Herron, because this year on first down handoff up the middle, Daniel Bray nowhere to go, and he gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain as Leighton Towery and Ty Hohenberger combined to stop. That was actually checked. That was number 3, Ralston, on the carry that time.
And that was Dalton Knapp in there. Of course, the usual suspect comes down from his linebacker position, comes down onto the line, kind of like a Khalil Mack.
So 2nd down and 10 now at the 30.
Some confusion for Grapevine now defensively. They're trying to get lined up correctly.
3 wide set here. Now receiver comes in motion out of the slot. Handoff. Nope, it's a speed option. Warren keeps it, and he gets swallowed up.
I think he fumbled.
And the ball may be out. Latham Way looks like he's on the ball. Let's see if they call this a fumble. They do. The Mustangs have come up with their third consecutive turnover on 3 offensive possessions for Cooper.
3 drives, 3 turnovers, and both turnovers here on the second and third drive come early in the drive. He tried to keep the ball, but there he is, 33. Tyler Mears stripping the ball out of there.
Tyler Mears stripped it. Latham Way recovered it. That was like almost like a triple option. They faked the handoff up the middle, then went speed option to the right. Warren tried to keep it, got swallowed up, and the fumble got punched out. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Mustang defense. They take over at the Cooper 29-yard line. They're going to come out in a bit of an I formation out of the pistol this time with Watkins and Polk in the backfield. Now Polk shuffles to the right. It is going to be a speed option. Pitch to Carradine. It was Carradine, not Watkins. He gets the ball and gets whacked pretty hard on the back end right there as he gets it down to the 23, a gain of 6. Nice hit on the tackle that time by, I believe. Oh, check that. We bring it back. I didn't see the flag. Brady Wagner gets called for the hold. That's the second holding penalty this quarter by the Mustangs offensive front.
This game's not for the weak or timid. The hit that Rondell takes at the end of that one, and all for nothing. But he took a shot.
So move it back to the 39-yard line, 2nd and 20.
So second time that they're behind the chains this bad. We'll see what they're going to pull out of their bag of tricks this time.
Carradine and Polk both in the backfield again here on 1st and 20. Same personnel package. This time speed option left. Baum keeps it, makes a man miss almost, and gets inside the 40-yard line. Nice tackle that time.
That's absolutely the right move because Cooper had that strung out. They had Carradine covered up. No room to pitch that ball. Baum, he's been good at this option all year. He's been fantastic at the ball fakes and really typically making the right decision whether to pitch, to keep, or to hand the ball off.
That was a nice job by the junior safety, number 6, Elijah Stevenson, for Cooper, as he almost was juked out, but got a hold of the legs of Baum and held on. 2nd and 15 now at the 34. Polk, the only man in the backfield this time, out of the pistol. Carradine comes in motion. Snap back. They're going to go speed option right. Pitch out to Polk. He's got the edge inside the 30. He'll get blasted out of bounds at the 20. They're going to mark this at the 26-yard line. Solid gain of 8 yards on 2nd down. Sets up a 3rd and somewhat manageable for the offense.
Well, but you go from 1st and 20 to 3rd and medium. That's pretty good, I would say. And they've done it on the ground, and that's what we expect them to continue to run the ball. And every once in a while, you'll see that play-action game come out for Evan Baum. He's been extremely efficient when he's gone to that play-action pass.
The Grapevine running attack is attacking the edges and attacking it hard right now. 3rd and 7 at the 26-yard line. 5:35 to go here in the first quarter. Carradine comes in motion behind Polk. It's going to be another speed option. Carradine takes the pitch. He's got room. He's got the corner inside the 20. Holding. Here comes the flag. I saw the holding as well on the edge. They're going to get Caden Cook this time on the edge for the hold, so it'll wipe out the first down and set up a 3rd and probably about 8. They're going to mark this from about the 17-yard line, so it's going to back it up, make it 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 7.
Now, we usually see about 1 holding call a game for the Mustangs. We've seen 3 in this first quarter, perhaps being a little aggressive on the outside with the blocks there.
We're seeing this replay on the Jumbotron, and he just he grabbed a hold of the jersey and just wouldn't let go. He had him, looked like he had him in good position, was trying to drive him and just kind of pulled on the jersey to help get a better grip. And we had, again, multiple flags. It's not like these are not obvious. So
usually when they have their hands inside like that, you're not going to get that call, but the ref was right there, right in front of them.
So 3rd and 8 now after the 1-yard penalty. Again, speed option. Carradine gets it, turns on the Jets, but nice open field tackle that time. Number 7, the safety, Gavin Garcia, the senior, made a great open field tackle on Carradine, which definitely saved a 1st down and brings him down at the 24-yard line.
No hesitation whatsoever from Grapevine as they bring out this field goal team right away.
Well, the wind is it's 4th and 5 at the 24. The wind is this wind is at the back, and it's stronger in the south end of the stadium where they are now than it is at the north end.
And Hayden's got a strong leg. We know this.
Hayden Rhodes will line it up from the near hash. This will be a 41-yard attempt. I believe this will be his long of the season if he converts. Scarborough corrals the snap. The kick is up. It's on the way. Got the distance, and it is good. Hayden Rhodes connects from 41 yards out, and the Mustangs, with 4:17 to go in this first quarter, are now up 17-0.
What a hold by Scarborough. The holders don't get enough credit, but that snap was high and fast. And in this cold weather, to get down on one knee, he kind of rose up a little bit, made a great catch, got the ball down, spun the laces out, and then Hayden Rhodes able to put it through the uprights.
This broadcast on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Our pregame show, by the way, was the ER of Texas pregame show. Thank you also to Nick Bass and Greenleaf Roofing for your support. Greenleaf Roofing is DFW's preferred roofing company and the official roofing company of Champion Sports Radio. Family owned and operated, Greenleaf Roofing is the #1 choice for all your roofing needs. Residential, multifamily, commercial, storm restoration, they do it all. And they have a ton of lifelong customers. Find out why and get a free quote by visiting greenleaf-roofing.com. So 3 possessions for Cooper, 3 turnovers, 3 possessions for Grapevine, 3 scores, 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and the Mustangs find themselves up 17-0 here in the first.
2 completely different stories so far, right, Jacob? I mean, I don't know that Grapevine could have scripted it much better, and Cooper on their sideline trying to figure out how to right the ship.
Tate Scarborough is going to line it up here to kick it away. And again, it's another pooch kick. This one, again, about to the 17-yard line. Again, received by Alexander, and he gets blasted that time. As coming in to make the hit that time was number 31, Cameron McCauley, who made the big hit. No, check that. It was 26. I was trying to get the number. That was Ryan Hamilton, number 26, who made the big stick.
It's playoff football. You can tell because the special teams is ratcheted up just a little bit. That's a fantastic hit on one of the return men that they do not want to have the ball in their hands.
Only a 6-yard return to the 23. 1st and 10, bunch formation on the far side of the field in trips. Snap back, play action. They're going to throw that into a bubble screen, and it's caught. Little bit of room out to about the 25, but that's going to be it as the Grapevine defense collapsed on that extremely quickly. Coming up to make the tackle that time was number 97, Vili Motamanu, who pursued that well from his defensive tackle position.
Nice little design there. You get 4 receivers, you throw it to the guy inside, you get the lineman out there blocking. So you had about 4 or 5 people making blocks, but Grapevine able to recognize that play quickly, and that comes from their film study and practice all week.
Traditional 4-wide set here on 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. They give him forward progress out to the 25. Snap back, play action, little quick throw again, little quick out that time. Not much of a gain, actually, well, maybe about 4 yards there. It was caught that time by Cameron Herron, number 2, the senior. Herron is the leading receiver on this bunch. He's got 52 catches, leads them in catches, but second on the team in yards, 629 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season for Cameron Herron, the senior.
Nice little out route, good timing on the ball. Now they get themselves in a 3rd and short, 3rd and medium.
3rd and 4 now at the 29-yard line. 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. This time they're going to come in with a 2 tight end set. Snap back, it's going to be a handoff. Nope, speed option. Warren keeps it. He'll have the first down. Out to the 40, tries to hurdle a man. The ball comes out, but he was on the ground. The ground is what forced that ball to pop out. Nice job that time on the fake by Herron out of that 2 tight end set. Keeping that, not only get the fake on the handoff, but also a little jab step on the pitch. And Warren has a solid run out to the 42 for 13 yards and a first.
Yeah, he just caught all the defense kind of collapse down on the inside, and then that allows him to get the corner and use some of that speed to get around the edge. His second nice run of the evening so far.
His running numbers are not impressive. He has 70 carries, but people have to remember at the high school level that includes any sacks that he has suffered. But you can tell he's got good athleticism and solid speed. 1st and 10 at the 42. Warren just drops back this time, fires one deep over the middle. It's in the air and incomplete off the hands of his intended wide receiver, his tight end, number 89, Clayton Gift, the junior. Good throw that time by the quarterback. Warren had his man, and his receiver just didn't help him out.
Yeah, you just need to catch that ball. Big target, tight end running across the middle. The ball's a little high, but certainly catchable. He didn't have to jump. It was in stride. You have to make that catch.
2nd and 10 now at the 42, and now we're going to have a stoppage in play as the officials stop things for a moment. Oh, they had the ball misspotted. That's what it was. So they moved the ball back up to where it's supposed to be, and we'll get things going again. 2nd and 10 now at the 42. This time they're going to go trips right with the tight end on the left side of the formation. Snap is back. This time they will give the ball to Bray, and a great tackle by Dalton Knapp. Just shedded his block He was being blocked by that tight end, Clayton Gift, number 89, just shedded him and brought down Daniel Bray right at the line of scrimmage.
Dalton Knapp, he does it every single week. He surprises us week in and week out with the types of plays that he's able to make, and he's able to scrape off that block, make a huge tackle, solo tackle, nice form, get his arms around the running back and just throw him down to the ground. And now they've got him in a 3rd and long, and this is not where Cooper wants to be.
They give him forward progress for a gain of a yard to the 43, so it sets up 3rd and 9 now at the 43-yard line. This time they'll go 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left, snap back. Warren just tapes a drop back, fires one again over the middle, and that pass is knocked away. Great defense, and now a late flag comes in.
They're going to get Major Heck there. They're going to say he came in a little early. I'm not sure about that, but I'm not a referee.
He tried to come over the top of the big tight end to defend the pass, and that's a dangerous play because you can't go through the receiver to get to the ball. You have to go around him. And I will say this, that was a very close play. It looked like Major Heck might have kind of come into the back of the receiver a little bit as the ball arrived.
Certainly a close bang-bang type of play. Good credit to Major Heck. He's given up quite a bit of size there to that big tight end over the middle.
So that gives the Cougars a 1st and 10 at the Grapevine 46-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Shotgun snap back out of the split back set. They go speed option. Warren keeps it and gets tracked down from behind that time. As coming in to make that tackle was Dalton Knapp after a gain of about 3 yards.
Hunter last year on the play as well, all the way from the left hash. So pretty athletic play for Hunter to get all the way across that formation and come help out on the backside of that tackle.
Yeah, that was great pursuit. He was coming in on a blitz from that backside, and just after the fake on the zone read, just tracked down the quarterback Warren.
Well, Hunter's one of the guys they like to use to blitz off the edge. He's made some big plays here down the stretch of this season.
Gain of 4 yards, 2nd and 6 at the 42 now. Snap back, Warren drops back, fires one out. It is caught and down. It's going to be a little short of the 1st down. That pass was a little bit behind the wide receiver Malik Jackson, number 13, the senior, who made the catch kind of diving to his outside and ended up going to the ground as he caught it about a yard short of the 1st.
So that time Hunter was in a little bit of a predicament. They had a slant and a bubble, and he was caught in between the 2 receivers. Not really any good choice for him to make there, but good for him to make the turnaround and make the tackle on the play.
3rd and 1 now at the Grapevine 37 for the Cougars. They've got Bray in the backfield in this 3-wide set. Shotgun snap back, handoff to Bray, and he's going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage. A blitz came from that side. Not only did Dalton Knapp get in there immediately, but C.J. Holmes came off the corner blitz and got there as well.
We haven't got to call his name tonight, but he's one of the more exciting players, tempo-type setting players for this Grapevine defense. Also contributes offensively. And, yeah, he came in like a torpedo off that blitz. Dalton Knapp able to make the easy tackle in the backfield.
Dropped Daniel Bray for a loss of a yard on the play. He's going to set up a 4th and 2 at the 38. And I don't think there's any question that Cooper's going to go for this, but they're going to take it to the 2nd quarter to do so, as time is going to run out before the play clock would be snapped. So that's going to do it for us here in the first quarter from Crowley ISD Stadium in Crowley, Texas. Here in the area round of the 5A Division II playoffs. Your score, the Grapevine Mustangs 17, the Cooper Cougars nothing. We'll be back. You're listening to Grapevine and watching Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
STEM Plus for All means that every student in Crowley ISD is being introduced to science, technology, engineering, and math, starting in all elementary schools in our district, with engaging activities to expose to STEM careers. This STEM focus continues throughout middle school and high school, with endless opportunities for all learners. Because in Crowley ISD, all means all.
Sammy Kelly, wide receiver.
Back here, Crowley ISD Stadium, Grapevine leading Cooper 17-0. The Cougars going for it on 4th and 2 from the Mustang 38-yard line.
Big play.
Snap is back, quarterback power, and it's going to be a 1st down, as that time it wasn't even Warren, the quarterback, taking the snap, I don't believe. That was not. That was number 3, DeAndre Ralston, the wide receivers. They went wildcat on 4th down, and Ralston just followed the tailback Daniel Bray right into the hole, and they just moved the line forward. They got what they needed down to the 35.
Got what they needed. I was waiting to see who was going to step up and make the big play, and it was Cooper all the way, and they really did a great job of moving that line of scrimmage forward to get that easy first down.
1st and 10 at the 35 of Grapevine now. Warren in the shotgun. He drops the snap, picks it up, fires a deep slant. It's caught inside the 10, the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. A great throw, catch, and run by number 13, Malik Jackson, the senior wide receiver, who that is his 4th touchdown of the season. Tell you what, after the drop snap, Warren just picked it up and fired a strike right over the middle.
Heck of a job by Warren to keep his composure, pick up the ball, keep his eyes downfield. The ball was on the back hip of the receiver, so that's a great catch as well. Cooper's right back in this ball game.
Snap down, the extra point is up, and the extra point from Risho is good. And 11:16 to go in the first half, and the Cougars are back in this game. It is now 17-7. Malik Jackson came into this season. He is the 3rd of this wide receiver tandem, but he's very involved. That was his 36. He came into the night with 35 catches for 434 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's his 4th of the season. That's the 21st touchdown pass from Chris Warren, the senior quarterback. That was a much-needed drive for the Cooper Cougars in this game.
It sure was. That 4th down really set the tone for them. And what kind of speed was that? We saw the receiver literally just pull away.
Hey, I mean, when you look at the offensive numbers of this Cooper Cougar program, you can tell that they have some talent at the skill position, and they run so many different types of sets and formations. They get everybody involved, so you can't focus on any one guy, and you see where that comes into play right there is because you can't just focus your defense on one guy. You have to play everybody honestly.
And we saw them have success driving the ball earlier. What's gotten in their way is the turnovers, so if they can stop those turnovers from happening, perhaps they can climb back into this one a little bit, but this is a ball game, just a 10-point lead at this point.
The kickoff is away as we've changed end. It's going to be a fair catch signal made at the 1-yard line, so the Mustangs will take over at their own 25-yard line as C.J. Holmes makes the fair catch. And now the Mustangs, for the first time tonight, will be going into this wind as, you know, they're in the end of the field right now that the wind affects the most.
They are, but it doesn't really affect them because they're not throwing the ball down the field. They're not trying to push that ball downfield. They are leaning on that run game very heavy. Not saying they won't throw the ball tonight. They certainly will, but this run game right now is on fire.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Carradine comes in motion, handoff to Polk going over the right side, finds a little bit of room out to about the 28, 29-yard line. It looks like they're going to give him a gain of 4 out to the 29 for Parker Polk. And he's already now well over 100 yards here in the first half.
Sammy Kelly, wide
that's
receiver.
Only about his 3rd carry of this game. I think we've seen him carry the ball
receiver.
maybe twice
Parker Polk,
since
running
the big
back.
opening play run that he had.
Evan Baum, quarterback.
But they do. Grapevine likes to use
Miller,
a lot of different
tight
running
end.
backs and get a lot of different guys involved
Caden
in their
Cook,
offense.
wide receiver.
2nd and a long 6 as they mark it just past the 28-yard line. Now we got the power pistol formation with 3 running backs in the backfield. Snap back, handoff up the middle, out to about the 30, and that's going to be it that time for Polk, as a good job by that defensive front of Cooper shutting down the running lanes in the middle.
They were getting run on pretty hefty in those first 2 drives, but in the last drive they kind of closed that down a little bit, and here right now to start this drive, they are really honed in on the run, and you can tell that they are focused in on number 4.
That's going to set up a 3rd and 5 now for the Mustangs at their own 30-yard line. 10:05 to go here in the first half. 2 tight ends and 2 backs here in this formation. Kind of a power look for Grapevine. Snap back, handoff. No, it's a pitch out to Polk. He's going to get the corner, and it looks like he's going to get that first down, I believe. Let's see where they mark him. No, they mark him a yard short. Looked like Parker was diving for the pylon but didn't get it. And Grapevine is going to go ahead and punt. 4th and 1, even up at 10 points. I thought they might try to go for it here. They went with the speed option. And that time, the Cooper Cougars made enough of a play and shut down enough of the corner to keep him from getting the first down.
Yeah, simply nowhere to run on that drive at all on those first 3 plays. Cooper's defense stringing things out, playing gap control defense very, very well.
Leighton Towery on for the punt. It is 4th and 1. Snap is back to Towery, and it is nearly blocked. it may have gotten tipped. It got up and just died in this wind. It's going to take a Grapevine roll inside the Cooper 45 and is going to die at about the 43. So it's only going to end up being about a 23-yard punt. That punt was nearly blocked coming off the edge.
Not the desired effect that you wanted when you decided to punt the ball, I'm sure. You wanted to change field position a little bit, but now you've kind of got your backs against the wall. It did look like that ball was tipped. If not, it certainly got caught up in the wind.
So 1st and 10, the Cougars with their best starting field position of the night at their own 43-yard line.
Now that momentum switching a little bit over to the Cooper side.
1st and 10. Snap back, hand off to Bray, and he's got room into this open field. Inside the 40 and brought down right at the 40-yard line. Great tackle that time by Major Hecht, who might have saved a touchdown.
Heck of a job by Major Hecht. Kids at home, if you're watching this game, you sophomores, you freshmen, if you're at the game, you're watching the replay, look how Major breaks down, he settles down, and he's not going to let the hips fool him, and he makes a great open field tackle of the night so far.
Gain of 18 yards down to the Grapevine 39, 1st and 10, and now Cooper has their offense moving here. Snap back, Warren drops back for the pass. He's going to take a deep shot. He's got a man, and he overshoots him. That time going for number 3, DeAndre Ralston, one of his senior wide receivers, and just, again, the wind is at his back right now, and Warren, I think the wind may have carried that pass a little further than Warren intended for it to go.
Caught him in a little bit of a cover 2 look and really had the pocket to get the ball in there, just overthrows it just a little bit, but I think the wind does. It's having an effect down here by this end zone.
One of the keys to the win over Lake Dallas last week was how well this secondary played against a very good wide receiver core for the Lake Dallas Falcons.
Big receivers.
They are very much getting challenged again tonight. 2nd down, little swing pass. It's a screen out to Bray. Makes the catch. It's caught inside the 30, and it's going to be a 1st down, and here comes a late flag. Don't know what this could be for. I didn't see anything on the hit. They're going to call a hold. It's a hold by one of the wide receivers. They threw the ball, a little swing pass, basically almost like a screen pass set up into that trips formation. And number 1, Jalen Parker, got caught with the grab. The referee was trailing that play, and he threw that flag about 15 yards.
Yeah, he saw something we didn't see. A simple little extension of the run game there. When you swing it out to the back, you expect your receivers to make some blocks. Play works really, really nice, except for the holding penalty. And there's a Cooper player. Or is that a Grapevine player? There is a player.
That is a Cooper player who is down on the field. And it was Daniel Bray, the running back, who got blasted from behind at the end of that play.
I think that was Dalton Nett that came in at the end and cleaned things up, or was it Latham Way perhaps? Somebody with a 1 at the end of their number.
He looks like he's okay coming off the field, heading back towards the sideline. But the penalty, let's see where they mark this off. Again, it was a downfield hold, so it's a spot foul. And it looks like they're going to spot this at the 37-yard line, so it officially ends up being a gain of 2 on the play, and it'll still be 1st down or 2nd down.
2nd down and
8. Just for Grapevine fans, the winner of this game takes on the winner of Wichita Falls, of Ryder High School out of Wichita Falls, and Argyle. And right now in the 2nd quarter, I should say, Argyle has a 7-0 lead over Ryder. That game taking place out in Mineral Wells tonight.
Close game so far.
We'll keep you apprised. 2nd and 8 now. Receiver coming in motion out of the empty set. Speed option. Pitch out there. Grapevine looks like they're all over it. They're stringing him out and out of bounds. At best, it's going to be no gain. It might be a loss of a yard as they went empty set, but Cameron Herron came in motion out of the slot and was the running back on the speed option, and they do actually knock him out of bounds for a loss of a yard.
The entire right side of the Grapevine defense, you can't point out one person there. Everyone did their job, held up their blockers, strung that play all the way out. No crease to cut up field whatsoever.
Latham Way, Hunter Lasher, Major Hecht, all of them just strung that play out wide. 3rd and 9 now at the 38-yard line. Receiver comes in motion again. Play action. Little swing pass. It was for a wide receiver screen, but it was incomplete. Grapevine looked like they were defending it pretty well, but the pass was off target and went over the head of the wide receiver out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like Grapevine knew that one was coming, and they came hard up the middle, caused a little bit of confusion for the quarterback, a little bit of angst. He throws that ball just a little bit off target. And on these screen passes, it's very, very dangerous to be off target.
He was trying to hit Malik Jackson again, the player who scored the touchdown for Cooper, and the Cougars are going to line up to go for it now. Warren, the quarterback, is also the punter for this team, so we'll see if he drops back for a quick kick here, but it's 4th and 9, and they've got the offense lined up in an empty set. They are going for it. 4th down. Warren takes the snap, fires deep over the middle, but it's way over everybody's head. Miscommunication, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Mustang defense, as that time he was trying to hit Malik Jackson again, but Malik Jackson cut his route off, and the pass sailed over everybody and fell harmlessly.
He threw the ball as if he was expecting a seam route there from his receiver. Doesn't get the seam route. Receiver sits down. It was man-to-man coverage there. I could see why he would want the seam route, but it wasn't there. Now they'll talk about that, and Grapevine's offense comes, and they have a chance to seize the momentum back.
The Mustangs don't get a turnover, but they do get a turnover on downs, and they take over at their own 38-yard line. 8:02 to go here in the second quarter. Grapevine leading 17-7. 3 wide set here on first down. Carradine comes in motion out of the slot. Play action. Baum looking to throw for the first time. Pass is caught across midfield and a first down. Sammy Kelly on the RPO. Just a quick slant out of his wide receiver position, and the Mustangs are across midfield.
Like we said, when he does throw the ball, Baum off that play action, he's very deliberate, and he has a very high completion percentage, and that time he throws a dart across the middle, his second pass of the game.
Evan Baum completing just under 65% of his passes this season. He's been very efficient when throwing the ball. 13 yards to the Cooper 49. It's 1st and 10. 2 H-back look now. Now Miller goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. Some room for Parker Polk, but not a ton. Maybe about 3 yards to set up 2nd and 7. That's the first time I've seen that look from Grapevine. That time they had Hunter Wagner and Hank Miller lined up as H-backs, and Miller went in motion across the formation almost into like a slot receiver position as the ball was snapped.
Well, there's a lot of people in the box here, and so Grapevine's trying to come up with numbers, trying to come up with a way to get the advantage. There's 7 guys up in the box with safety 6 to 7 yards off that line of scrimmage, so it's either throw the ball or create mismatches.
Handoff, nope, speed option. Baum keeps it on 2nd down. He's going to get it inside the 40. Nice run from Baum that time. He's going to get about 6 yards. He'll be about a yard short of a first down. But again, as we've talked about this year, Baum making the good decision right now when they decide to run that speed option. That it's almost like it's a triple option play is what it is.
Yeah, Cooper's being very, very aggressive, and that's where you have to take advantage of that. When everyone's going to pitch down, you fake that handoff inside and get that corner and get what you can. Baum, not the most athletic quarterback, but he's a good runner.
Power pistol formation. Now Wagner steps up as an H-back. 3rd and 1 at the 40. Snap back. Handoff up the middle, and Polk is going to move the chains. Didn't have a lot of room there, but he had enough and gets 2 yards in the first down that time. Coming up to make the stop are the 2 inside linebackers, the senior number 40 Carson England and the junior number 42 Eric Tonchi for the Cougars.
Cooper's doing a really good job of bottling up this run game right now, particularly Parker Polk. They're only giving him about 2-3 yards a carry since that big run on the opening drive.
1st and 10 at the 38 now. 2 receivers to the right. Snap back. Little play action. Screen pass caught by Rondell Carradine, and a great open field tackle that time by number 17, who we've seen to have kickoff returns so early in this game, Xavier Alexander, the sophomore cornerback, as he got to Rondell Carradine and knocked him off his feet.
Yeah, I mean, you only have one receiver out there trying to block 2 different guys, and then what you're depending on is Rondell to make one man miss, and we get a good block, which he does all the time. But that time, just a fantastic open field tackle.
Gain of 2, and now the flags come in. We're going to have a false start and back this up 5 yards. That time they got Cy Owen, the captain, in the center. So back it up 5 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 13 now. 5:24 to go here in the first half. This is the area round in Region 1 of 5A Division 2. Between the number 4 state-ranked Grapevine Mustangs and the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene ISD. Back at the 41, 2nd and 13 now. Snap back. It is going to be a keep by Baum, and this time he didn't even have a chance to decide if he wanted to pitch the ball or not, as Tonchi got into the backfield, didn't make the tackle, but made the play.
Yeah, they had people everywhere. Did Cooper that time? They had everybody up but one person back deep, and so when you're looking at that as the Mustangs, maybe it's time to take one of those seam shots that they've been so famous for all season long. You look how close everybody is around that line of scrimmage.
2-yard gain for Baum. 3rd and 11 now. Snap back. Baum drops back. He's looking down the middle of the field. He fires a pass. It's caught. Caden Cook makes the grab. It's going to be very close. It looks like he had got I tell you what, that was a great route by Caden Cook. He ran a dig route, a yard past the down marker, and caught it parallel to the line of scrimmage.
Well, we tell receivers all the time on down and distance, especially on third down, run your route to the sticks. It may be a 15-yard route, but hey, run it 11 yards because you only need 10. Great job there to get the first down yardage that you need, and another dart thrown by Evan Baum.
Needed 11 yards. He got 12, first and 10 at the 27. Snap back. Handoff this time. Polk got some room, breaks a tackle. Inside the 15, inside the 10, and he's going to walk it into the corral for the touchdown. Parker Polk with his third touchdown of the game, stepped out of an ankle tackle and then broke an arm tackle at the second level and took it to the house.
When you're able to complete passes downfield, what happens? You loosen up those linebackers a little bit. You get the safeties a little bit deeper, and now Parker, once he's able to get one broken tackle, there's nobody else there to help, and off to the end zone he goes to Parker Polka in full effect.
27-yard score for Parker Polk, his third touchdown of the first half, and the Mustangs have their 3-score lead back. 4:14 to go. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:14 to go in the first half. The Mustangs lead 24-7. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Crowley ISD is growing, and our new central administration building is now open to provide service and support for families, staff, and campuses across the district. The building, which also includes a new boardroom for school board meetings, is centrally located at 1900 Crowley Pride Drive, near this beautiful multi-purpose stadium. Wave at it as you drive by.
Back here at Crowley ISD Stadium, the Grapevine Mustangs have a 24-7 lead over the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene High. Jacob Dedamore here with Tim Smith here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. You see those are the numbers for Parker Polk coming into this game tonight, and he's already added 3 touchdowns to that rushing touchdown ledger. He's up to 22 on the ground and 24 for the season. This quarter brought to you by our friends at Fielder Park Dental. Tate Scarborough lining this kickoff up. It'll be his first one into the wind tonight. He's been pooching it all night long, and he does so once again. This one dies in the wind, is caught at the 29 and up to about the 34, 35-yard line that time. On the return, I believe that was Xavier Alexander again. They've been pooching it to him all game. This time, you could just see it. The wind it's like it hit a wall when it got up into this wind.
That wind from the 50 to about the 30 looks like it's pretty strong from up here.
Yeah, I think the effect of the wind dies down once you get about inside the 30-yard line. But up until then, it's strong. First and 10 for the Cougars. Their own 35. Snap back. It will be a handoff to Bray. He gets tripped up by Latham Way as he gets across the line of scrimmage and ends up with only about a 5-yard gain to the 40, but that was nearly an explosive right there.
That's one of those ankle tackles that you're going to look back on fondly because that could have been a big play.
2nd and 5 now as the Cougars go tempo. Snap back. Warren looking to throw. He looks one out over the middle, and it's dropped. Had his man open at the first down marker. That was number 3, DeAndre Ralston, the senior, and he just flat dropped that one.
That's 2 drops here tonight from Cooper. And you have to wonder with the cold weather that we've had, that cold weather just kind of hit this week, and it gets a little bit tougher to catch those footballs. They're coming out a little fast, and that cold weather makes it a little bit more difficult. No excuses. Grapevine's having no issue catching the football, so Cooper's got to get it together.
It's a lot more surprising from a guy like Ralston. Snap back on 3rd down, and Bray is going to get hit right as he crosses the line of scrimmage as multiple defenders, including Tyler Mears and number 25 for Grapevine, Hunter Lasher, hit Daniel Bray for only a gain of a yard.
Once again, Hunter Lasher comes in off that blitz that he's so good at and is able to make an effect on that play, get his arm in there.
And this time the Cougars are going to go ahead and punt as it's 4th and 4, their own 41-yard line. again, you always have to have a little bit something in the back of your mind because the quarterback, Chris Warren, as I said earlier, also serves as the punter for this team, but they have subbed out. They're going straight punt formation this time, and Parker Polk is back deep inside his own 25.
Now with 3 minutes, you're looking at Grapevine trying to wean this clock out and get one last score before the half ends.
High, short punt, fair caught by Polk up at the 34-yard line. Only ends up being about a 35-yard punt that time from Warren, and the Mustangs will take over, 25-yard punt by Warren. Is that one, and I think he just got under that one a little bit, and the Mustangs taking over at their own 34.
The kicking hasn't been spectacular tonight outside of the 41-yard field goal that we saw earlier in the evening from Grapevine. Of course, we know that Hayden Rhodes has an incredibly strong leg, so no surprise he was able to kick that ball through.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs, 2:52 to go. The Mustangs have all 3 timeouts here in the first half. Tight formation here on first down. Snap back. It is a speed option, and this time Baum, with a man right in his face, doesn't take the chance on pitching it and just gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage by number 26, Ethan DeLeon, the senior outside linebacker.
Yeah, DeLeon doesn't move. He does the exact right thing on that. He stays home, and just nowhere for Baum to go. He does the right thing. Ball security is the number one thing right now in this football game. Just go ahead and lay it down.
I think he just didn't want to take the risk because he had the pitchman Carradine with nobody covering him, but I think DeLeon was close enough that Baum said, I'm just going to take it this time. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Polk goes in motion out of the slot this time, and it's a handoff up the middle and not much room, maybe about 3 yards total as Reed Watkins got stood up as these linebackers for the Cooper Cougars starting to really make some plays. Again, that was number 42, Eric Tonchi, who made the stop that time, sets up a 3rd and 7.
Just too many people around the line of scrimmage. You're outnumbered, and you don't have a lot of chance, especially with the intricacies of the blocking that Grapevine has with the pulling linemen. They're just getting in those gaps and causing havoc.
3rd down and 7. Split back set out of the pistol. Snap back, Baum looking to throw. Blitz comes. It's picked up. Fire pass is caught over the middle. Up past the 45, up to midfield. Parker Polk takes the catch and gets knocked out of bounds in Cougar territory at the 47-yard line. It's a gain on the play of 15 yards and a 1st down for Parker Polk.
Outstanding decision-making. Everyone's going deep. They clear that out. Baum's looking deep. Nowhere to go. He doesn't force it. He drops it down to his check down. Parker, who we know is a great receiver. He's going to play receiver in college.
Yep. And that was just a little circle route out of the backfield that time.
Nothing big, but catch the ball and then speed to outrun the defenders and get the 1st down.
1st down, snap back. Baum's going to take a shot deep. He's going for Sammy Kelly, and that pass is incomplete. It was a little bit underthrown as he's throwing it into this wind. Sammy Kelly went into the defensive back that time, going after the ball. Mike Alexander, the head coach for Grapevine, is really letting the official have it as he went into the DB trying to go after that ball. And there was definite contact with him and the senior cornerback, Michael Ramus. But the official, I think, I don't know what the official was looking at because Ramus never played the ball. Usually on a play like that, you get a flag.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see that ball more outside, but I'll tell you, I've never seen Coach Alexander that upset, so obviously he had a point.
Handoff to Parker Polk on 2nd down. He'll get about 3 yards to the 44 going over right tackle that time before he's brought down that time. And it's going to set up a 3rd down again for the Mustangs, 3rd and 7 at the Cougar 44. Going back to that last play, the coverage was there. I really think the wind affected that throw as Baum was taking a deep shot into the wind, and the wind just seemed to kind of knock that pass down. Kelly made a great adjustment and tried to go back into the defensive back who wasn't looking at the ball, and usually that does draw the flag. Snap back on 3rd down. It's another handoff to up the middle, and this time it's going to be no gain officially. I thought it might even be a loss for Parker Polk, as that time no fooling this Cooper defense. They were ready for it. Everybody in that front 7 just attacking the line of scrimmage.
You get yourself in a big 3rd and long with the time ticking away. It'd been nice to score before the end of the half, but I think Grapevine just thought, you know what, let's just be safe and get out of here. We'll hand the ball off to Parker. Maybe we break one. If we don't, hey, we've got a 3-score lead going into halftime, feeling pretty good about themselves.
I think that was the idea because I believe this clock is going to run out and we're going to take this to the half. Neither team used their timeouts on that possession, which was a little surprising. And I think the Mustangs just decided to go ahead and take this to the locker room. So we will go to the half with the Grapevine Mustangs, their defense having forced multiple turnovers and turned those into points. The Mustangs lead the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene 24-7. Coming up, we will have the Prosperity Bank halftime show for you, which we will throw you down to the field. And actually, check that. Looks like timeout, I guess, was called with 1 second. The teams are coming back out onto the field now. I guess timeout was called.
By who?
I didn't see. But the officials said that we're going to run one more play. And even the Cooper coaches are asking who called timeout, because I don't think Grapevine did. They said there's 2 seconds left on the clock. And the only thing I could think is that I think that maybe they're saying the Cooper coaches called timeout, and the Cooper coaches are like, no, we didn't.
Interesting. Well, now take a shot. Take a shot.
Well, I would too. I mean, on this play right here, I would just take a deep shot.
But I don't see any receivers on the field.
This is almost like a victory
formation. He's just
going to
take a knee.
And now Cooper will call a timeout. Okay, so they actually said Grapevine took a timeout, because I just saw a timeout get taken off the board for Grapevine. They're saying that Grapevine called the timeout with 2 seconds left, and now Cooper calls timeout. I agree with you. I think Grapevine's playing this right. I thought Grapevine would call timeout and do something like maybe they'll do here and just take a deep shot. See if you can get one into the end zone, maybe draw a penalty, do something. With 2 seconds left in the half, it's a very low-risk proposition.
It looked to me like, though, they were going to come out and take a knee. So that even begs the question more of why did they call a timeout?
I really am a little
play clock
confused at the
was the play clock going to run out?
No, I mean the game clock was going to run out ahead of the play clock. It was ahead of it. I'm surprised Grapevine didn't use a couple of their timeouts to see if they could get something going on this last possession. But with a 24-7 lead, I'm guessing Mike Alexander just chose to go ahead and just be conservative with it. And, we see a formation. This is Grapevine just probably going to take a knee. So very confusing end to this first half as the time runs out and the knee is taken, and that will end the first half. So, So the Grapevine Mustangs lead the Cooper Cougars by a score of 24-7. And we're going to take a short break here. And when we come back, we'll bring you the Prosperity Bank halftime show, as we'll show you both bands of both Cooper High School and Grapevine High School and let you see the sights and sounds of Texas high school football. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
proudly presents the Cougar Reds.
Back here at Crowley ISD Stadium, your halftime score, the Grapevine Mustangs leading the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene 24-7 here in the area round out of Region 1 in 5A Division 2. This is Jacob Dedamore, my broadcast partner Tim Smith. And right now, this is the Prosperity Bank halftime show. We're going to take you down to the field, and we're going to show you the performances of both the Abilene Cooper drill team and band and the Grapevine Mustang drill team and band. And then after that, we'll come back, we'll recap what we saw here in the first half.
Director and choreographer for the Cougarettes is Kimberly McMillan. The team is sponsored by McMillan Mechanical, Kelly Kish Realty, Hendrick Urgent Care, and Lawrence Hall Dealerships. And now, with pride and integrity, the Abilene Independent School District proudly presents the Awesome Cooper Band. Tonight, the band will perform Jingle Bell Rock featuring the Cooper Color Guard. And now, Cougar fans, get on your feet for the Cooper Fight Song.
I don't do it anymore. I was sitting next to the and makes it shrug me out the and sat next right and stood. I threw him off the leg. He said, "No, he didn't." Shot him like, bro. I would be. I think Mason would be the great one. And then I was like, "Wow, how do you think?" Yes, he does. Mason, because he does boxing. Who doesn't?
The Cooper High School Band is led by drum majors Owen Bailey, Jonathan Carranza, and Aaron Reese. Directors of the Cooper Band are John Landine, Patrick Stevenson, Jessica Fox, and Zach McKinnon. Special thanks to all the awesome Cooper Band boosters and our sponsors, Virtual, Gibson and Morrison DC, and First Financial Bank. Let's hear it again for the awesome Cooper Band!
Users hits the... Yeah, I know. It's because it's just... He is. He's strong. But I'm not even denying it. He's strong. Jackson is just crazy. Like, okay, like, nothing... Jackson who? I like you as, like, you would be a good quarterback. I wanted you. Wow. It's stupid. It's where so like it's basically a running back, but it's in front, and they don't get the ball, and they make the pass. If there's anybody in front, they hit that. I mean, they get the ball. You would be so good for that. They get the ball sometimes. So like you could also like I know how you like running back too, but you could also be really good. What does that have to do with offense? No, but I was also saying you're like I get the watching you play linebacker. I mean, you're a good linebacker, yes, but you can also do it. That would be fun, but I freaking love him. Next year for the trial for that. I know, and he's so bad. So is Austin. He goes Preston. Tatum, Austin, me and Austin were talking to him. Austin said that I was talking to him with him. I don't want that to happen. He gets no break. Yeah, he does. He's starting off. Yeah, Austin starting. I mean,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Halftime Mustang Style. For your halftime entertainment, Grapevine High School is proud to present the award-winning Fabulous Philly officers in their grand entry performance. Officers from left to right are Lieutenant Katie Benson, First Lieutenant Emily O'Neill, Captain Avery Miller, Lieutenant Claire Phillips, Lieutenant Lexi Jackson. The social officers are President Rita Srinivasan, Vice President Ella Crenshaw, Philanthropy Chair Molly Hilton, Chancellor Emily Daniel, Secretary Haley Munoz, Historian Sarah Randolph, and Social Media Administrator Kathleen Manningley.
I'd be looking out for your team and stuff, because I think some of them might be a little fake. I heard some combo of them talking about you.
Please welcome to the field the Grapevine Fabulous Phillies dance team. The Phillies are under the direction of Christy Hansen, assisted by Amanda Burns. This week's staff recognition is our fearless head football coach, Mike Alexander. Let's keep this season going all the way. Good luck to you and our Mustangs. This week's Spirit Girl is Claire Stacy. Rookie of the Week is Reese Ramsey. And our Philly Honor Girl is Abby Jenkins. The Phillies will be performing a cheerful routine to Jingle Bell Rock. go to our Fabulous Village. The Fabulous Village would like to thank our sponsors, Glassong Studio, Classic Chevrolet, First Choice Stadium Storage, the Gross Law Firm, and remember, go Grapevine!
You were talking about having me ride like you with some other kids. And I'm like, what do you mean? They do not ride you, bro. He is? No, he's actually he's like a stud. He can hit something.
Now, please welcome to the field the Grapevine High School Marching Band.
I played with him for 3 years. Yes. You and Evan played with him. Yeah, I know. I was so surprised how shaky it is. I'm not trying to be. I think he's just big. Well, the other thing is this. You can. They can jump high. If his dribbling and shooting was better than his layups. His layups are. Well, that's something you can get better at. Yeah, I know. It's practice. So that's probably why they signed him.
The Mustang Band will be performing Jingle Bells tonight, followed by the GHS Fight Song.
They bought it.
Grapevine High School is proud to present drum majors Audrey Leckie, Denise Sindilkumar, and the Grapevine Mustang Band.
So goofy, she just Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Grapevine High School Mustang Band. The Mustang Band is under the direction of William Red and James Reese. Assistant directors include Brooke Irby, Richard Drury, Justin Draper, and Austin Moncallo. The Mustang Band's corporate sponsors include Super Surface Incorporated, Turner Fortune Real Estate, Phoenix Signature Builders, Booyah Burger Colleyville, Intex Landscaping, Saville CPA and Advisors, HTO, Grapevine, JS Ground Engineering LLC, Luxor Jewelry, Skin Lab, and Fajita Pete's Colleyville. Thank you to our sponsors, community, and administration for your continued support. And as always, go Mustangs!
Welcome back. Jacob Dedamore here along with Tim Smith here at Crowley ISD Stadium after the halftime performances of both the Cooper Band and Drill Team and the Grapevine Mustang Marching Band and the Grapevine Mustang Phillies have completed. Still got about 9.5 minutes to go here in halftime. Pardon me. Got a little hiccup action. This is the Prosperity Bank halftime show. Football fans, you don't want to miss the UIL State football experience at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. this December. Come out for an action-packed 4 days, Wednesday, December 14th through Saturday, December 17th, and witness the best teams in each division battle it out in the final games of the season. Tickets and all tournament pass information can be found at uiltexas.org. That's uiltexas.org. As we come back here, as we get ready for the second half, Tim, let's first talk about what we saw in that first half between the Mustangs and the Cooper Cougars. You know, both teams actually had success moving the ball. It's the difference in that first half clearly was the 3 turnovers that Grapevine forced. They also had a turnover on downs in their own end of the field. The killer thing for Cooper is the turnover on downs in that first turnover of the game potentially took points off the board, and one of those actually turned into 7.
It's what we talked about at the top of the show. The turnovers could be the big difference here. Grapevine has been getting turnovers consistently all year, and it's a 3-score game with 3 turnovers. They scored off all the turnovers they had, so that has to be the difference because we've seen Cooper be able to move the ball in between the 30s without issue, but that first drive, they went all the way down into the red zone, the big turnover there. That kind of changed the tone a little bit when it became 17-7. The tone kind of went back over to Cooper, but then Grapevine with the big stop and then the big score after that. Parker Polk on his 3rd touchdown run of the game here towards the end of the second quarter, and that's giving them that 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, I mean, we have the
3-score lead, rather.
The season stats for both teams up on the board. You know, this Cooper offense we knew coming in was not only a balanced attack, but a pretty efficient attack as they they do things on the ground and through the air using multiple players. We've seen them do that here in the first half, trying to get multiple guys involved. But it was those propensity for turnovers that have bit them here. You know, we don't know how many fumbles they had on the season, but we do know that they have thrown 13 interceptions coming into tonight. And again, the turnover bug has just bitten them, and Grapevine has turned all 3 of the actual turnovers into points, into 17 points. But it's not like Grapevine hasn't moved the ball. The ground game has been effective. Cooper did a much better job in the second quarter of slowing down the Grapevine rushing attack by, as you said, committing more guys to the line of scrimmage. You were telling me this during the when we were watching the halftime here. They started playing a 5-man front. They had at least 7 men in the box, and the 2 safeties, even if they weren't technically in the box, were within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. So they're basically committing 9 guys to the run game. I think Grapevine's going to get the ball to start here in the third quarter. Huge possession, especially for Cooper. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see a little bit of play action, because Evan Baum in that first half was 4 out of 5 passing for 80 yards, and the 1 incompletion was on a deep shot to Sammy Kelly that probably should have been a pass interference penalty.
And the majority of those throws came on that big drive in that towards the end of that second quarter, where Parker ended up finishing it up off with the big run for a touchdown. And we talked about that at halftime too, or during the bands. Is Evan Baum gonna get loose a little bit in this second half, because he's been extremely efficient throwing the football, while on the other side Cooper really hasn't been that efficient throwing the ball. We've had a couple of drops, we've had a couple overthrows, we've had the big interception down inside the 30. So kind of contradictory to what we saw on paper coming in. But again, the playoffs that's why they play the games, right? You never know what you're going to get week to week, and right now Grapevine is just outplaying in all 3 phases, playing very complimentary football.
Great for Grapevine. Evan Baum right now is 4 out of 5 for 80 yards passing. He also has 13 yards on 4 carries in the game, running a decent amount of speed option tonight. Parker Polk has been the big star. Of course, he had the 96-yard touchdown run on the first offensive snap of the game for Grapevine after that fumble that was forced by Drew Nelson. He ended up with 11 carries for 150 yards in that first half, and all 3 touchdowns for the Mustangs. Rondell Carradine and Reed Watkins both popped big yards, 2 for 30 for Carradine, 2 for 20 for Reed Watkins. And then the 4 catches tonight have been spread out. Parker Polk, Sammy Kelly, Caden Cook, and Rondell Carradine all with a reception in the ballgame tonight. On the other side, Chris Warren, the quarterback for the Cooper Cougars, 7 of 13 for 99 yards, the 1 score for Cooper. He had the interception. He also had one of the fumbles in that first half. Daniel Bray, they've kept that sophomore running back. He's come really close a couple of times to popping a huge run. He did have a big 17-yard run on the touchdown drive for Cooper, in which they converted a 4th down on that drive and ended up getting the score. But he came into this game tonight, Daniel Bray, averaging about 6.6 yards a carry. Mustangs have held him to about 4.5. He's got 7 for 32 so far. Outside of I think they've done a good job keeping him under control. Chris Warren does have 4 carries for 26 yards. He's shown some good ability to run the ball. He really, on that first drive that ended in a fumble for Cooper, he had a big run on a zone read carry. We saw last week that Grapevine now and again has an issue containing the quarterback run game. But other than that, they've done a good job. Malik Jackson got loose for the touchdown for the one score of the game. But other than that, it's been a pretty effective defensive performance. Daniel Bray had, he had the biggest play of the half was a 34-yard little swing pass to Daniel Bray on the first drive of the game. Other than that, they've really done a good job keeping this attack under by turnovers. But honestly, after that first drive of the game, Cooper couldn't get a lot going offensively.
No, Cooper, obviously, they're a little bit more balanced. We haven't seen teams be able to run on Grapevine with that extremely good front that they have, both from the linebacker perspective and the D-line. So if Cooper can't get something going through the air for them, it could be a long second half. And this first drive of the third quarter typically is the most important drive of the game. Grapevine gets the ball, already up 3 scores. If they can go down and punch one in here, that could create the separation that they need to play keep away for the rest of the game. Cooper, on the other hand, if they want any chance to stay in this one, they're going to need a big stop here on the first drive.
Yeah, the one issue for the Mustangs we did see is that even though they were able to overcome most of them, the penalties did kind of bite them in the first half. Had, I believe, 3 holding calls in that first half. At least 3 on that last possession when the Mustangs were trying to get a late score. They had a false start that backed things up. So they need to try and cut down the penalties. We talked about the balance of Cooper. 169 total yards in the first half for Cooper, 99 through the air, 70 on the ground, so they're staying pretty balanced. Grapevine doing what they do, 213 yards rushing, only through the air, only the 43 yards passing on 4 of 5 from Evan Baum. I said 80, it was 80% completion percentage is what I meant, but it was 43 yards passing. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see them let Baum throw a little more in the second half, off some play actions, like you said, just to loosen up this defense of Cooper.
Yeah, particularly on this first drive. I think how this first drive plays out is going to dictate a lot to how they call the rest of the game going into the second half. I mean, you'd like to see Evan Baum throw the ball more because he's very efficient with it, but it's also nice from the offensive side for Grapevine to understand that they just simply don't have to throw the ball, and they only throw it when they really want to.
As far as the game that we're watching here tonight, outside of this one, it is the matchup between the Argyle Eagles and Wichita Falls Ryder High School coming into this game tonight. They were the second-place team in this district at 8-3 and 4-1 in district play. And the Riders right now out in Mineral Wells, the Raiders taking on Argyle, and that is into the third quarter now. It is a 7-0 Argyle lead in a game where the Argyle Eagles going in as they into the third quarter only have 90 yards of total offense, had 88 at halftime, so they've obviously gotten into the third quarter now a little bit. Only 88 yards of offense for Argyle in the first half. And really, Ryder has had 162 yards at the half, and they've moved the ball well, but it's been turnovers in this ball game. Each quarterback has been throwing interceptions, two interceptions for Ryder, 1 for Argyle. That has probably is why Argyle has a lead in this game.
It's a cold, windy night throughout Texas, so you have to think these passing games are being disrupted across the state tonight in the playoffs, and so I think that the teams with the better running attacks tonight probably have the advantages across the playoffs.
Just for reference, it was a 29-yard touchdown run by Landon Ferris for Argyle that gave them that 7-0 lead, and it was a one-play 29-yard drive, so that it had to have come after one of the turnovers. Other than that, Argyle just hasn't been able to get their offense going, so we've got a defensive struggle out in Mineral Wells in the game that matches up with this one.
And we saw Argyle early in the season, of course, the first game of the year, and what we noticed that they were more of a second-half team, at least particularly in that game is when they hit their stride. So you wonder if they'll hit a second-half stride here tonight versus Wichita Falls, or will Wichita Falls be able to pull off the upset?
It's very possible. We will see. We'll keep track of that game as we go, and we're about to get ready as the teams have come out onto the field for the start of the third quarter. Again, the Mustangs will get the kickoff here to start things off. Thank you to Steve Swanson at Whirly Ball for sponsoring this broadcast. Corporate events, team building, and private parties are more fun when you're zipping around in a Whirly Bug, and they have the most affordable laser tag in town. 2 locations to serve you, one in Plano and one in Hearst. You can visit them online at whirlyball.info for more information. That is going to wrap things up here on the Prosperity Bank halftime show. We're about to get ready here to start. Whoop, hey there, headset.
Headset trying to get away.
We're about to get ready to start things off here in the third quarter. Kamoon Mauricio, the senior kicker, number 38, will kick things off. The wind at his back. Parker Polk and C.J. Holmes back deep to receive for the Mustangs. And they kick this one deep. It is going to be caught by Parker Polk at the 3, and he will return it. Up to the 20, maybe out to the, and that's all he's going to get. He had to struggle, fight through a tackle to get to the 20, so good coverage by the Cougars here on this kickoff, as the decision to not fair catch it costs Grapevine about 5 yards, but there is a penalty flag. We may have offsides on the kickoff team.
Sure looks that way.
Defense, or the kicking team, number 17. 5 yards added to the end of the return, first down.
That's the best kick we've seen tonight into that south end zone where the wind is going straight south. So best kick we've seen tonight, Parker. We don't get to see him return kicks very often. Teams typically kick it away from him. That time he just wasn't able to get too many yards on the return.
So the Mustangs, after the penalty, will start at their own 25, which is where it would have been if there had been a touchback, so no harm, no foul. 1st and 10 for Grapevine. Split back set out of the pistol here on first down with an H-back. Snap back. It is speed option. Pitch out to the wide side to Polk. He's going to get about 3, maybe 4 yards. Great job that time by the Cooper defense. Coming up to attack that is the cornerback, number 17, Xavier Alexander, the sophomore, limits Polk to only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, I never really liked those wide plays. Ran to the short side of the field. They start on the right hash. They run it to the right side. It really gives you less room to work, and the defense is able to use that sideline as an extra defender.
2nd and 7 now for the Mustangs at their own 28-yard line. This time they come out in an I formation in the pistol. Snap is back. It is again speed option, and this time Carradine makes a man miss up to the 30-35 and a first down. Speed option again. Cooper played it well that time, but Carradine just juked one of the Cooper players right out of his shoes in the backfield and ends up getting out to the 36 for a gain of 8 and a first down.
We see it more times than not. Rondell Carradine is going to make that first man miss, and if you're a quarterback out there and you want to run the triple option offense, be ready to take some hits, because Evan Baum, he waited to the last possible second and took a big hit at the end of that one.
1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. Split back set this time out of the pistol. Wagner goes in motion from the right to the left. Snap back. It would be a handoff to Polk. He breaks a tackle, gets to the corner, up to the 40, and knocked out of bounds at the 42. Great, strong run that time from Parker Polk as he broke a tackle right around the line of scrimmage and turned that into a 6-yard gain.
Such good balance. He's not very tall. He's about 5'7", so he's already close to the ground. He's got a good low center of gravity and great balance to be able to stumble but get back to his feet and get the full speed to get around that corner and get some yards.
2nd and 4 now out at the 42. This is the opening drive of the third quarter, with the Mustangs leading 24-7. This time they come out in the power pistol. Shifting over is Polk. Speed option again. Caught by Carradine. He gets the corner across the midfield and into Cooper territory. That time again, the speed of Carradine outran the angles of the Cooper defense. He made one man miss and got to the 48 of Cooper to get the first down.
Interesting play design, because Parker kind of motions out and then he comes back across the formation and he's leading the way on the block for the pitch man Carradine. You can see there on the replay as Parker doing a really nice job and allowing Carradine to get that first down.
1st and 10 after the 10-yard run from Rondell Carradine. Snap back, play action. Baum looks at the pump fake. Now he steps up and drops off to a wide-open Brady Wagner, who bobbles it but makes the catch, and he finally steps out of bounds, fighting off a defender at the 24-yard line. Tell you what, Brady Wagner was so wide open on the near sideline, he almost dropped the ball.
Yeah, the tight end just kind of sneaks out. They don't throw it to him a lot. He's a great blocker. That's what he's there for. I like the little shoulder fake. We're looking at a little pump and go down the sideline, but the coverage is good. Baum, being very, very smart, just drops it off to the outlet tight end. Big yards, and look at this drive. They are just moving right down the field. now into the red area.
That little pump fake drew both defenders with the deep man Sammy Kelly on the play. Down 24-yard catch and run by Brady Wagner, 1st and 10 at the 24. This time Hank Miller goes in motion out wide, handoff up the middle, and Parker Polk just gets swallowed up that time as he had nowhere to go. Number 33, Jonathan Van Winkle, the senior outside linebacker, and senior inside linebacker, number 40, Carson England, were all over him for only a gain of a yard.
And you mentioned it at the break. A lot of their big runs, most of their big runs are coming off the edges. It's when they try to go up the middle that they're having the hard time, and there again, only about 2 yards once they're trying to get up that middle, but there's a 5-man front with 2 backers right in the middle. You understand why.
2nd and 9 now at the 23. 9:10 to go in the third quarter. This time another option pitch. It's caught. Carradine takes it, gets brought down, but a solid gain to the 20. Nice open field tackle that time by number 11, Michael Ramus, the senior cornerback. He was able to corral Carradine at the 19, ends up only being a gain of about 4 yards.
And Cooper comes out in a different look that time. They had just 3 down linemen with 2 guys standing up on the edge. So still 5-man right up front. The 2 men standing up off the edge now blitzed off the edge, and that really caused a problem for that option play.
3rd and 5 now at the 19. Tight formation here as Wagner goes in motion out to the left flat. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Tried to hit Polk, and right as the ball arrived, he was hit by the inside linebacker, Eric Tonchi, the junior, and that jarred the ball loose. It's incomplete. 4th down now for the Mustangs, and the field goal team will come on.
We talk about the decision-making from Evan Baum all the time. That one just not the best decision. A lot of traffic in there, and Parker wasn't going to have the first down anyway. I would have looked for something in that second layer on that particular play.
Hayden Rhodes on for the field goal. He connected from 41 yards in the first half, but that was going with the wind at his back. This is into the wind, but that big video screen kind of blocks it at this end of the field. Snap down. The extra point is up. Plenty of leg, and that kick is no good. He pushed it wide. I think he pushed it a little wide to the left that time. He was on the near hash and didn't quite get enough push back to the middle, but he had plenty of leg from 36 yards out. He just didn't connect. And the Cooper Cougars gave up yards, but were able to keep the Mustangs off the board.
Well, that's what they needed if they wanted to stick in this game and have any chance at all. You gave up some yards and just a little bit of time off the clock, but you didn't give up points, which is the important thing. Now you can get this back to within 2 scores.
Plenty of leg, just couldn't quite, from that near hash, couldn't quite push it enough towards the middle to get the field goal. On handoff on 1st down, Bray, he's going to get in loose into the second level, gets brought down after a gain of 15 to the 35-yard line. As coming up to make the tackle was Major Heck. That's the 2nd time in the game that we've really seen Daniel Bray get loose, and now the Cougars go fast. They line up, little quick wide receiver screen out to the far side, caught up to the 40, 45, 47, and Cooper with a couple of explosive plays that time, as the wide receiver number 2, Cameron Herron, makes the grab and just dances his way to the 47, and here comes that high-speed offense from the Cougars. 1st and 10 at their own 47. Warren takes the snap, drops back. He's going to fire one out to the wide side to Bray, who's got room in the flat. Out to the 45 and knocked out of bounds in Grapevine territory at about the 40-yard line. Another big money play, 13 yards. That time he looked downfield, didn't have it, and just swung it out to Bray, who was uncovered out in the near flat.
And Cooper is playing with a lot of energy, a lot of tempo, a lot of urgency right now. They understand they have to get it in the end zone.
1st and 10 at the 40. They have moved this ball very quickly from their own 20. They've moved it 40 yards in 3 plays. Snap is back. It is going to be a handoff to Bray. This time he gets a few yards before he's wrapped up by Dalton Knapp. It's going to be a gain of a little about 3.5 yards on 1st down. There was a hole there over right tackle, but Knapp collapsed it quickly and limited the gain.
He sure did, and he almost got that ball out of there. You could see he had his hand in there. He was ripping at it. He almost got it to come out. Grapevine trying to get their 4th turnover of the game.
2nd and a long 6 here from just inside the 37-yard line. This time they go trips to the far side of the field in a 4-wide set.
Changing
Warren,
the play.
Yep, Warren making a call at the line here. Snap is back. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire this onto the far side of the field, and that pass is going to be almost intercepted. Redmond Webb tracking that ball all the way, almost made the diving pick on the far sideline. But it doesn't matter. Devin Thomas gets flagged for a hands-to-the-face personal foul. We talked about those penalties in the first half. This one costs Grapevine a first down and will move the ball down to the 22-yard line.
Just can't have it. You just can't have those silly penalties. Grapevine's known for not getting those types of penalties and being very disciplined, but tonight they've had a slew of penalties go against them.
That route, that time on that pass, again, it looked like a miscommunication between the receiver and quarterback on that play, but the penalty moves the ball anyway. 1st and 10 just outside the 22. Snap back on first down, play action, pass, deep shot, man wide open, touchdown.
And they got him with the play action now. They played that game. I guess Grapevine has seen it enough, and Cooper says, hey, we've got that in our bag of tricks as well. Dalton Knapp got caught on the blitz. Just an easy pitch and catch down the right sideline.
22-yard strike to number 3, senior wide receiver DeAndre Ralston, and a great start to this third quarter for the Cooper Cougars. They get a stop on defense and get a touchdown on offense to get back into this ball game.
Right back in it.
Extra point is up and good. It was 6:54 to go in the third quarter. The Mustangs lead has been cut to 10. It's 24-14 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today. Apply for an AED for your organization or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at livingforzachary.org today. Going back to that touchdown pass from Warren to Ralston right there, you rarely see Grapevine cornerbacks bite on play action double moves like they did on that play, and that time it cost them. And now the Cougars are back into this ball game, getting this touchdown. And Grapevine offense had a good drive on that first possession to open the third. They're going to
finish.
Got to finish. Kickoff is high, deep, going to be fair caught. It's actually going to go about 3 yards deep into the end zone for the touchback. So the Mustangs will again start at their own 25-yard line.
Mustangs now, this is going to be a really important drive for them. Cooper with all the momentum. Mustangs have to slow that down. They did it early in the first part of the game when Cooper had grabbed some momentum. Grapevine was able to go down, grab the score, get back up by 3 again. And so this is a huge drive for them in this third quarter to be able to get a big score before the fourth quarter hits.
1st and 10 for Grapevine at their own 25. They now lead 24-14. 6:54 to go here in the third quarter. Only a single back, Parker Polk in the backfield. Play action, Baum looking to throw. He's getting pressured, and now he's going to get dropped. That time the coverage was there downfield, just nowhere to go for Baum with the ball, and he was brought down by number 99, Zachary Sims, who came in to make the sack.
He wanted Brady Wagner down the middle, but Brady Wagner covered up very, very well. Just nowhere to go with that football.
Check that. On the sack that time, it was actually number 36, Ty Steele, who made the sack that time. 2nd and 12 as it was a 2-yard loss back at the 23. Carradine coming in motion this time out of the slot. Handoff to Polk. Got some room up the middle. Solid run out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 for Parker Polk. That'll set up a third and manageable here. And
that's a nice job by Max Livingston to pull around and open up that hole for Parker and lead the way to get those 5 yards. 3rd and medium. This is exactly where Grapevine likes to be. Very, very manageable for them.
Hank Miller now checks in as Reed Watkins checks out. The Mustangs are going to go 4 wide set here with Miller in the slot on the far side. Snap back, Baum dropping back, gets pressured, and the flag comes out. It's going to be a face mask as one of the Cooper defenders, as he was trying to get in on Baum sidestepped him. He just stuck a hand out and grabbed the face mask of Evan Baum, and that's going to give the Mustangs a first down.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Face masks are not comfortable. They're not a blessing most oftentimes, but without that face mask penalty, the Grapevine Mustangs are looking at punting the ball away.
And I tell you what, the Mustangs may have gotten a break there. I don't think that was a face mask. It looked like the arm got around the collar underneath the chin of Baum, but the movement, I think, fooled the official, and he thought it was a face mask. So the Mustangs catch a break.
We will take it right now at the 45-yard line. And You got to start moving the ball here.
That does move the ball out to the 45, so the Mustangs catch a break there, 1st and 10. As this Cooper defense is starting to get real pressure in the backfield. Handoff on 1st down. No, it's a keep by Baum, and he's going to get a decent gain out to about the 49 for 4 yards. But I tell you what, we see Baum usually make good decisions. He really he should have handed that one to Parker Polk because there was a hole up the middle that time.
Yeah, Cooper's doing a great job. They have a man to a man to a man, and they're watching.
They're playing.
In other words, everybody has an assignment. They're playing good assignment football, and they're one of the better teams that we've seen this year corral this run game and corral this option game from Evan Baum.
2nd and 6 now at the 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side. Snap back, play action. Little wide receiver screen caught by Polk, who was in the slot, makes a man miss, gets into Cooper territory. Going to be short of the 1st down, but it's a gain of 4 yards on the little wide receiver screen as Parker Polk that time lined up as a slot receiver and sets it up 3rd and 2 at the Cooper 47-yard line.
And once again, number 7, Caden Cook is out there making a block, and he is certainly one of the hardest blocking wide receivers on this team. He likes to get in there and get dirty, doesn't he?
He does.
We say dirty, it's a turf field, of course.
Dirty in the rhetorical sense.
There you go.
3rd and 2 at the 47. Snap back. It's going to be a handoff to Reed. No, it's a keep. It's an option pitch. Polk's got it, and he's going to have the 1st down. And he's going to move the chains as he gets about 5 yards to the 42-yard line. Fooled me that time. I thought for all the world that he handed that ball to Reed Watkins on the backside. I was about ready to get excited because the whole corner was open.
You got me too because I saw Reed Jansen and breaking ankles, and he turned the corner, and he didn't even have the football.
Sold it well. Fooled me.
He sure
but
did.
Regardless, it's a 1st down for the Mustangs as they get 5 yards more from Parker Polk.
They're just chipping away right now. 3, 4, 5 yards at a time.
1st and 10 at the 42 of the Cougars. Snap back. This time it's another option, but he's going to keep it. Baum's going to get blasted in the backfield as everyone came up that time. Coming up to make the hit that time was outside linebacker number 26, Ethan DeLeon, the senior, as they really attacked that time the speed option play.
Just not fooled whatsoever. And they're, again, playing very good assignment football. You would think most oftentimes when we see that fake, especially to Parker up the middle, everybody kind of bites on that, but not Cooper. They're playing very, very disciplined football right now and keeping Grapevine's offense at a standstill almost.
A loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down, little quick slant. The pass is low, but it's dug out by Caden Cook. It's going to be a catch inside the 40. They're going to mark this just inside the 39-yard line. It'll be officially a gain of, they're going to mark it at 38, so a gain of 7 yards. And so that'll set up a 3rd and 6 now. Nice diving catch by Caden Cook that time on the slant.
He certainly did catch that. He dove. He kept his elbows in nice and tight, made sure the ball couldn't get through and touch the ground. That's a heck of a catch.
Another big 3rd down on this possession at the 38 of Cooper, 3rd and 6. They're going to go 4 wide this time. Snap back, Baum dropping back. He's going to throw one out. Parker Polk makes the catch, and he is hit immediately. Only a gain of 2 on the play. Again, the outside linebacker, number 26, Ethan DeLeon, makes the stick. And now decision time for the Mustangs. It's 4th and a short 4 just inside the 36-yard line.
They had gotten away with that a little bit earlier. They run everybody deep. Parker comes up under the middle, but that time Cooper had it covered up.
And the Mustangs are going to go ahead and call a timeout here and discuss this. They're really in no man's land here right now, being just inside the 36. I tell you what, I've been impressed with what this Cooper defense has done, making adjustments. I'm a little surprised we started to see it a little bit more on this drive, but maybe a little bit more shots downfield against this defense that is so cheated up to try and stop this running attack.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I'd like to see, I'd be curious to see more, is maybe on those, they've run that speed option. It's been so effective tonight. We've seen Cooper start to play it. Maybe now it's time to start giving it back to the dive man and see if you can pop one loose, as everyone is kind of, like you said, assignment football kind of flowing to where the speed option tends to take them.
Yeah, a few counters maybe, something along those lines to get this defense flowing one way and then get them kind of going the other. I'm not upset if they decide to go for this.
No.
A quick kick wouldn't be a bad decision either. You get them pinned deep, although I will say Cooper, they've been showing that they can move the ball a little bit right now.
This is really kind of go for it territory here. So the Mustangs are going to bring the offense onto the field. 4th and a short 4 from just inside the Cooper 36-yard line. 2:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Split back shotgun set. This is definitely not quick kick time. Snap is back. It is a play action. Baum looking to throw. He's going to fire the pass, and it's caught inside the 30 by Hank Miller, the tight end. Makes the grab, gets the first down. His first catch of the night, as both tight ends here in the third quarter have made big catches all the way down to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, Evan Baum stands in that pocket strong. For a guy that doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, he makes a money throw on a money down there. Nothing to complain about. Over the defense, right in the pocket. That's just a fantastic throw by Evan Baum.
8 yards on the catch by Hank Miller to move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Snap is back. Hand off to Reed Watkins on first down, and he gets about a yard before he gets swallowed up and thrown to the ground, as that time number 99, Zachary Sims, the senior nose guard, wraps him up after a gain of only, they're going to officially give him credit for 2 yards on that play.
This Cooper defensive line has come to play tonight. They are eating up the blocks, and anything in the middle, they're really shutting that down for the most part this evening.
2nd and 8 now for the Mustangs. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Split back set out of the pistol this time. Snap back, play action. Baum looking to throw. He's going to take a shot deep down the field, and that's going to be underthrown. All it should have been intercepted. It was almost caught by Caden Cook on the deflection. That time, Baum just didn't step into the throw like you'd want him to, as he was trying to go for Caden Cook. Number 10, Jeremiah Appel, the sophomore corner, should have picked that pass off.
Yeah, he's definitely throwing into some type of wind. You could see the ball kind of get played with by the wind there. That ball needs to be in the end zone, thrown right at the W.
Yep,
but unfortunately, it goes a little bit high and behind, or low, short and behind, and should have been intercepted.
So 3rd down as the Mustangs dodge a bullet there. 3rd and 8. 3 wide set here on this 3rd down. Carradine coming in motion. Snap back. They fake the end around Parker. Polk almost busts it loose. He gets tripped up as he gets across the line of scrimmage down at the 22-yard line, a gain of 4. So it's going to be 4th and 4, and this time the field goal unit is going to come on, as they are in range, as we saw on the last kick for Hayden Rhodes. If he could just find the aim.
Here we go. That was one of the better runs up the middle. They show Carradine coming down the line. They fake it to him. Defense moves a little bit, gets out of the way for Parker. He almost is able to squeeze through there. Big kick here coming up.
39-yard field goal attempt from Hayden Rhodes. He missed from 36 on the last possession. Snap is down. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. This one was pushed wide to the right. So 2 possessions. The Mustangs get down inside scoring territory for Cooper, and they have come away with no points both times, as Hayden Rhodes is not able to connect. Only 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Cooper takes over at their own 22, down 10.
And this is a big, big moment for Cooper. They can get this thing back within a score, but the clock is going to be an issue too, so they have to score a touchdown on this drive, I think, to stay alive in this one.
They go with a 4 wide empty set actually here on first down. Now receiver Heron comes into the backfield. Snap back. They're going to hand it to Heron. He's going to get the corner around the right side, and he's going to get it all the way out there. The ball is loose. It's on the ground, and we'll see if it's actually covered or not. They're going to say it went out of bounds before possession was gained.
Well, that ball was just sitting there waiting for somebody to fall on it.
Leighton Towery dove on it but could not come up with possession. You love the play design right there. The fumble got punched out by
Drew Nelson again.
And the possession was never gained before the ball went out of bounds. Leighton Towery dove for it and tried to get it before it went out of bounds, and he couldn't.
Drew Nelson with the peanut punch. I love it.
Ends up being a 6-yard gain after the loss on the fumble. Little swing pass out to the near side, and a great open field tackle that time by Hunter Lasher for no gain on the play as they swung it out to DeAndre Ralston, who had motioned into the backfield as a running back, and just Hunter Lasher with a great open field tackle, and that is how we will end the third quarter.
They ran that same play on the last series, and it really was a big play for them. That time Hunter, playing assignment football, stuck to his man, broke down, opened up his hips, and made a fantastic open field tackle. You know he's a happy senior right now.
We go to the fourth quarter here at Crowley ISD Stadium. The Grapevine Mustangs still leading, but their lead is down to 10. It is 24-14 over the Cooper Cougars. This is Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the fourth quarter, bringing us to the score of Grapevine High School 24, Abilene Cooper 14.
We're back here at Crowley ISD Stadium. Tim Smith, my broadcast partner. I'm Jacob Dedamore. It is 3rd and 4 for the Cooper Cougars at their own 28-yard line to start the fourth. Grapevine leading 24-14. Cooper now going into the win. Snap back on 3rd down. Now spinning to his right is Warren being chased. He gets rid of the ball, and the pass is caught, but it's short of a first down. As making the grab that time was number 2, Cameron Herron. And he made a diving catch there on the sideline, but he made it a yard short. So we'll see if the Cougars keep the offense on the field, and at least for the moment, it looks like they are. Big call here if they go for this. 4th and 1 at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, 4th and 1, I think I would go ahead and go for this here. The way they've been moving the ball has Cooper. They've been moving it well. I mean, you're down 2 scores. Now you're in the 4th quarter. The urgency is certainly there. And now they're going to talk about it.
Yep, now they're going to call timeout and talk about it. It's a big call here because it's not like Grapevine hasn't moved the ball against them in the second half. They've just had a couple of drives stall and missed field goals. It's a big risk going for this here on 4th down. Like you said, you're down 2 scores, but if you go for this and don't get it, you're setting up Grapevine in prime territory at around your own 30.
And if you don't score and Grapevine scores again, you can pretty much look forward to next season. So this is a big call. This is one of those calls that could change the game one way or the other.
They've gone to they're in the 4th quarter now in Mineral Wells, and Argyle still leads the Rider Raiders out of Wichita Falls 7-0 in that ball game.
Exciting. Super exciting.
Defensive struggle.
Struggle is the operative word, I think.
The turnovers have continued. 5 turnovers combined between the 2 teams in that game.
And they're going to go for this.
Yep, they've got 2 wides. They've got 2 tight ends, a running back, and 2 wide receivers to the right side. They're going to go for it. Power, quarterback power. It's the wide receiver. They go Wildcat again. We saw them do that on the 4th down in the 2nd quarter when they had a 4th and 3 at the Grapevine 38-yard line. They went with DeAndre Ralston, the senior wide receiver, taking the snap and just going quarterback power. And again, they get what they needed out to the 33. Not much, but enough.
Ralston's had a pretty big night here tonight with the 2 big first downs, the touchdown earlier in this game. So Ralston out here competing.
Ralston staying in the backfield along with Bray here on 1st and 10. Split back set. Hand off to Bray up the middle. Gets some room out to the 40-yard line before he's finally brought down. It's a gain of 7 on 1st down for the Cougars.
Yeah, he was moving, and who stopped that? But Hunter Lasher once again comes in with a big hit. Hunter Lasher's having himself a heck of a ball game tonight.
Grapevine defense right now having some problems here in this second half. Stop slowing down this Cooper offense.
Well, this is what we expected from Cooper in the first half, but turnovers got in the way. Here in the second half, ball security, they've been better with it.
2nd and 3 now at the 40-yard line. This time they go 4 wides, 2 to each side with Bray in the backfield. Herron comes in motion, now goes back out to the far side. Snap back, play action, wide receiver screen. They got it set up out to the 45, out to the 40 near midfield, as that time making guys miss and dancing his way up the field is Malik Jackson. He gets into Grapevine territory at the 49-yard line for a gain of 11 and a first down.
That's one of their better-looking screens here tonight. They've tried a bunch of them. They haven't been extremely successful, but you know they like to run those screens, and pretty soon one of them is going to pop. That was one of their best ones here so far.
Made 2 very sure tacklers in Dalton Knapp and Latham Way miss on that play. 1st and 10 for Cooper. Snap back. They're going to go to a screen pass to Bray. Blocks are set up. He's got room to run inside the 40, down to near the 35, and he breaks a tackle. He's still loose. He's down to the 35 and then gets popped by C.J. Holmes on the play. But again, we saw that play in the first half. They send Bray in motion and really throw it backwards to him. It's a run play technically. And they have the blocking set up with the trips formation, and another big gain, this time down to the 30 for 19 yards.
Yeah, you just put a hat on a hat. Everybody gets a block. It's, as you said, an extension of the run game. What a big hit by C.J. Holmes at the end of that one.
Yeah, and Bray has to check out.
I would
after
too.
That hit. Yeah, that was a big pop. Checking in is number 25, Tavares Whitfield, the senior.
C.J. let him know he was there.
1st and 10 at the Grapevine 30. They bring Herron in motion. Snap back, play action. Warren dancing now. He's going to step up. He's going to make a man miss, and he's going to get positive yards. That's a great job by the senior quarterback using his moves and his athleticism to turn a potential loss into a short gain.
Major Hecht able to come up from a safety spot to make that tackle, but you're right, a lot of pocket presence there to be able to nimble in and out of the issues of the trouble and not force the ball downfield because the coverage was very, very good.
Looked like he was going to get sacked, but was able to turn that into a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 now at the 28-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Warren's one of the better quarterbacks we've seen this year play against Grapevine.
Swing pass here, screen to Bray again on 2nd down. He makes the grab and gets down to about the 25 before he gets corralled by Tyler Mears and Major Hecht. Going to be a gain of about 3.5 yards to set up 3rd and they're going to give him credit to the 24, so 3rd and 4 after the 4-yard gain.
Grapevine's defense on their heels a little bit, aren't they? And they're not used to this. And they've really been in this predicament the entire second half.
Trips to the near side here in the 4 wide receiver set on 3rd down. They get the call from the sideline. Warren shouts it out. Blitz coming from C.J. Holmes. Handoff up the middle, and Bray's going to have the first down. They spread that defense so much, and the hole was there for Bray to get through, and he gets down for a 7-yard gain to the 17 to move the sticks.
Now, unfortunately, the blitz just doesn't have any effect because it's a straight up dive play, and the blitz comes from the way outside, nowhere to go there, and just a lot of room up the middle.
1st and 10 now for the Cougars at the Grapevine 17 as they are moving the ball here to start the 4th quarter. They stay in that 4 wide set with trips to the near side and Bray in the backfield. Holmes shows blitz, now goes back. Receiver goes in motion to the right side of the formation. Snap back, pass over the middle is missed. He had a man open. It was Heron who had come on almost like a little quick slant route over the middle behind. It was an interesting route. It kind of had cleared out in the middle. He was open in the middle of the defense, but the pass was just off target from Warren.
Just a weird looking throw. It almost looked like the ball kind of came out of his hands wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
As it came out, or he was trying to aim the ball perfect, and he just sort of missed the mark on that one.
2nd and 10 now at the Grapevine 17. This time they go 3 wide to bring a tight end in. Late handoff, but it's picked by Bray. He's going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown, breaking a couple tackles inside the 5. But I tell you what, that job by Warren on that zone read, he let go of that ball really late, and it actually allowed the Grapevine it made the Grapevine defense collapse on him a little bit, and Latham Way committed, and he let the ball go, and Bray took it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, had he not done that, he would have taken a shot and then not gotten a first down. I mean, could have fumbled, just barely lets it go at the end. Great job by Cooper. They're right in this thing now. A 3-point game with 7 minutes left.
17-yard touchdown run from Daniel Bray, his first touchdown of the night. And it is a ball game, folks. 7:19 to go. It is now a 3-point game. It is 24-21 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. We're back here at Crowley ISD Stadium. Jacob Dedamore along with Tim Smith. 7:19 to go in the ballgame. The Mustangs hanging on to a 3-point lead after the 17-yard touchdown run from Daniel Bray as the Cooper Cougars have gotten their offense going here in the second half. They haven't turned the ball over. The Mustangs have moved the ball in the second half, but unfortunately 2 missed field goals from Hayden Rhodes have left them coming up empty. So it's not like Grapevine hasn't had any success on offense. They just haven't been able to get points. This time it's a short pooch kick into the wind. It's caught on the run, and the ball's now on the ground, and the Cooper Cougars have it. First actual turnover of the night for Grapevine, a muffed kick as Caden Cook tried to come up and field that pooch kick on the run as the wind was knocking it down, and it just went right off his chest, and the Cougars take over the Mustang 36.
Yeah, we typically see the fair catch happen there, and they just kind of take the ball there. No fair catch symbol there. He does try to catch the ball on the run, and Very uncharacteristic Grapevine defense and Grapevine special teams here in the second half.
And I think that ball just fooled Caden Cook because the wind just kept knocking it down. And actually, I think that might have actually been Sammy Kelly. I saw the 7. I think that might have been actually Sammy Kelly. And now we have a flag down because the substitution infraction, they had too many men as they broke the huddle for Cooper, so that backs it up 5 yards. But I think you're right. I think Sammy Kelly, he didn't make a fair catch signal. I think he thought maybe he could catch that on the run and maybe pop something loose. And he just, as the wind just kept knocking that kick down, he kept having to come forward to get it, and it caused him to muff it.
Well, the defense, it's all on them now.
1st and 15 now. As a receiver motions into the backfield, play action. Warren's going to go deep. He's going up top, and it is knocked away. Great defense that time. Hunter Lasher gets his hand up and knocks that pass away as he was trying to hit, I believe that was, I thought I saw 7, but I don't think that's correct.
Well,
I think it may have been Jalen Parker, number 1, who he was going for that time.
That's not a bad throw. That's just better coverage. Drew Nelson and Hunter Lasher's back there, and Hunter's the one that gets his arm out and is able to get that ball batted away. I'll tell you, Hunter's having his best game of the season here tonight.
So great defense makes it 2nd and 15 now. They're going to go 2 wides to each side. Receiver comes in motion. Snap back. Little swing pass out, and it is immediately brought down. There's Hunter Lasher again.
There he is.
He was all over Daniel Bray on that little swing pass, which has hurt the Mustangs here in this second half. That time, nothing doing. 3rd and 15.
Have yourself a night, Hunter. I mean, you're a senior. You've been playing great all year. He came in last year in some spot duty and did some things, but here tonight, he has been just outstanding in everything that he's done.
3rd and 15 at the Mustang 41-yard line. As the Cougars go 3 wide this time with an H-back on the right side of the formation, but that H-back is wide receiver DeAndre Ralston. So this is a 4-wide set essentially.
They are changing the play at the line now. Oh, a lot of confusion.
Snap is back. Warren drops back. He's going to fire one out to the near side. That pass is caught, but it's short of the first down. It is caught by Jalen Parker, number 1.
Right short.
He got hit immediately by Redmond Webb, and it's well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 6 yards after the 9-yard gain, and the offense is staying on the field for the Cougars.
Interesting, isn't it, that Cooper has come out, and they are just throwing the ball all over the field now. They're trying to put the dagger into Grapevine. Grapevine's defense, though, not allowing for that here. Huge 4th down play.
4th and 6 at the Mustang 32-yard line. Trips to the far side of the field. Snap is back. Warren dropping back. He steps up, fires, and that's intercepted! Intercepted by Major Heck. He's up to the 40, making a man miss and is going to step out of bounds at the 45.
Oh, there's a late hit.
Now we're going to have a late hit out of bounds as one of the Cougars just basically full 2-hand shoved Major Heck on the far sideline in the Cooper bench. But the Mustang defense, when they needed it the most, have come up with a huge play as Major Heck picks off his 2nd pass of the night. It's the 4th turnover by the Cooper Cougars, the 2nd interception, and the Mustangs will take over inside Cooper territory at the 40 after this penalty is assessed.
Yeah, that interception couldn't come at a worse time for Cooper or at a better time for Grapevine. Major Hecht, between him and Hunter Lasher tonight, have really had big game for this defense, and Major Hecht coming up with a huge play when they needed it most. And did you notice Hunter was the one running down, making blocks for him? I mean, he was right there in the mix too. So those 2 kids deserve a little bit of praise after this one. They have been outstanding tonight.
So the Mustangs take over at the Cooper 40, 5:34 to go in the ball game. The defense comes up with the play. Now the Mustangs need to finish a drive here and see if they can put this game away.
That's what the playoffs are all about, finish.
1st and 10. Tight formation out of the pistol. Snap back. Hand off to Parker Polk. Dances up the middle. Nice job dragging. Tackler's going to get a solid gain of 6 yards on 1st down to the 34-yard line. Time is also a factor now, as both Cooper has 2 timeouts left here in the ball game that they can use if need be.
Well, Grapevine's going to move slow. They're going to move methodical. They won't snap the ball until there's very little time, within 5 seconds typically of that play clock. And Parker's going to run hard. Reed Watkins is going to run hard. And these seniors, especially on the O-line, are going to do what they need to do here to finish this one off.
Power pistol formation. Carradine in the backfield with Polk and Brady Wagner. Wagner now slides in motion. Option play here. It's going to be a pitch to Carradine. He's going to barely get the corner. He's going to be short of the first down by, let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark this at the and now we've got a late flag. I don't know what just happened, but the line judges threw a flag well after the play.
There was a Cooper player running off the Grapevine sideline, not sure.
And that is the call, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against number 33, Jonathan Van Winkle, the senior outside linebacker. I don't know. I didn't see what he did. I don't know if he shoved somebody on the sideline or what. It was going to be 3rd and 1. It looked like they were going to mark him a yard short of the first down, so it was going to be a big 3rd down play, and now that moves it all the way inside the red zone to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs as they try to get themselves back up by 2 scores after the interception by Major Hecht. Polk, the only man in the backfield, out of the pistol on 1st down. Carradine comes in motion. Handoff to Polk. He nearly breaks through, gets through the line, only about 3 yards on 1st down before he's brought down that time as number 26, Ethan DeLeon, makes the tackle. DeLeon's had a very solid second half of this Cooper defense.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Yes, it was.
Parker, if he gets out of that little ankle wrap, he is out of there to the corner. We've seen the Parker Polka too many times. We understand. That's a touchdown-saving tackle and a game-saving tackle right now at this point.
2nd and 7 now at the 13-yard line. This time Watkins is in the backfield along with Polk on 2nd down. Wagner moves from the left to the right side of the formation. Snap back, handoff to Reed Watkins, and he is going to maybe push forward for a couple of yards. Looks like he was able to just kind of drive his way down to the 11 for a gain of 2, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 5. That time they kind of went against what they've been doing. They went ahead and did the little fullback dive on the backside against that motion of the power of the speed option, but Cooper was ready for it.
Well, oftentimes Reed Watkins is going to run over you, over multiple defenders. That time he did run hard, but just too much there for Cooper. You're right, they stayed home, not fooled at all.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 5 at the Cooper 11-yard line. Power pistol formation. Snap back, speed option. Pitch out to Polk. He's got the corner. He's at the 10, the 5, and he is into the corral for the touchdown. Parker Polk, his 4th touchdown of the ball game. A huge score as the Mustangs once again turn a turnover into points, and they are back up 2 scores with 3:17 to go.
They've gotten the ball off turnovers 4 times. They've cashed in all 4 times, and Parker Polk with his 4th touchdown of the night. I mean, if you got to score and you got to have it, you might as well give it to number 4, Parker Polk.
And unfortunately, we do have a Cooper player down in just outside the end zone on the near side of the field where the end of that play happened. I cannot see a number on who is down at the moment, but it is one of the Cooper defenders who's down on the play. So we'll go ahead and talk about some things here for just a second. Do you want to play? Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, then you're part of an elite group, and Lone Star Gridiron wants to honor you. Visit LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood for more information. This 4th quarter brought to you by our friends at Bottle Cap Alley Ice House Grill. As the Mustangs now, I tell you what, this Cooper offense and defense had all the momentum in the second half. The Cooper defense, while not stopping the Mustang offense, did keep them off the scoreboard twice, and that enabled their offense to get some things going and get onto the board and get back into this game. But the Mustang defense, when they needed a play, came up with one on 4th down, getting the interception. As the player who is now up and talking to the trainers, he's standing on the standing, is number 6, the safety, Elijah Stevenson. And he's talking to the trainers right now. They have his helmet off, but he is standing up on his own feet, not being helped. Could be very possible. They're just checking with him to see if it could be one of those concussion situations. He could have banged his head on the turf on that play down there in the corner of the end zone. I tell you what, that speed option that time on 3rd and 5, what great execution, a great fake up the middle to Watkins. Parker got the corner, and just, again, that speed of Parker Polk's was able to get him to the pylon before the defender would get to him. Would have been 1st and goal regardless, even if he didn't get it. But
yeah, his body awareness to just get inside that pylon, and hats off to Cooper. I mean, you held Grapevine to no no points until now. You've kept them off the scoreboard. You score 2 touchdowns. You have 4 turnovers, and you're only down really 10 points. So Cooper's done a terrific job, particularly in this second half. But Grapevine stays focused. They do what they need to do. They get the benefit of a couple turnovers on that drive, but they're able to put it in when they absolutely had to have it.
Hayden Rhodes is now on for the extra point. Mustangs up 9 here. Tate Scarborough will be the holder. Snap is high, but picked. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Another great job by Tate Scarborough on a high snap, and it is now 31-21 with 3:17 to go here in the ball game, as the Mustangs, when they needed it the most, came up with plays on both sides of the ball to extend the lead back out. And now it is it's going to be we're going to see that Cooper offense really kind of unleashing the passing attack and running tempo if they get gains. So this game is far from over because they have 2 timeouts to play with as well.
Yeah, and we know Cooper can score. We know they can move fast. We've seen it all evening. So Grapevine's defense now, that DB crew has had a fairly decent night, right? We talked about it, especially in the first half, shutting down that pass game. Now they're going to have to be ready for tempo and a lot of balls being thrown around the field.
In the second half for Cooper, it's been the running attack and it's been screen passes out into the flat on either side that have been the big gains. They haven't had much success passing downfield, save for the the touchdown in the third quarter when you just had.
You caught everybody on the play action.
Yeah, you had them bite on play action on a double move and got loose. Other than that one play, they haven't had much success passing downfield.
And the last time they tried that to come out and really put the dagger in, they had the turnover. They had the interception. There's been 2 interceptions here tonight, 13 on the regular season for Cooper. So
another pooch kick from Scarborough. It's going to be picked at the 28-yard line. This time they're going to try a little reverse, a little razzle-dazzle, but it doesn't get much, only out to the 35-yard line as they pitched it back to their main return guy, the wide receiver number 2, Cameron Herron. I talked about this a little bit in the pregame. Cameron Herron this season, the reason they've been doing pooch kicks all night is because Herron is averaging over 33 yards a return on kick returns and almost 21 yards a punt return. He's got a touchdown as a punt returner and a kick returner this season. That time, they tried to get him the ball with a little razzle-dazzle. It just didn't pay off for much yards. They end up getting only about an 8-yard return total out to the 36.
Simply no desire to kick him the ball, and I don't blame Grapevine for not wanting to kick him the ball.
1st and 10 at the 36. 3:11 to go here in the ball game. Snap back, Herron spins away, gets away from the pressure from the blitz. He's rolling now. He flings the ball, and it is going to be
dangerous throw. That's going to be incomplete.
The ball hit the ground. Yeah, dangerous throw there. Herron, I tell you what, that was a great spin. Warren, a great spin move to get away from Hunter Lasher, who was coming off the edge on a blitz.
Yeah, he comes in really fast. He's going to have to learn with these athletic quarterbacks. You got to slow down just a little bit. But, yeah, that spin move got Hunter all kind of out of whack.
2nd and 10 now as we're seeing the replay on our monitor, and it did come up short. Again, Cooper moving into the wind now, so that does affect the passing game, especially if you're trying to throw downfield. Snap back. It is going to be a keep by Warren on a zone read. He's going to get around the corner and step out of bounds at the 40-yard line as Drew Nelson forced him towards the sideline, a gain of 4 yards that time on 2nd down.
It's a nice play by Drew Nelson. That kept that play from being about a 7 to 8 yard gain, a lot closer to the 1st down marker. He just sticks out his arm and makes the tackle. He's been big all night.
Tell you what, other thing I've been impressed by in the second half is the receivers for this Cooper squad have really done a much better job blocking on the outside without holding to allow these big gains to happen on screens and on running plays. Snap back. 3rd down and 6 now at the 40. Pass deep over the middle. It's over the middle and intercepted. Dalton Knapp gets the pick, who had ranged back. He is returning it up the sideline inside the 30, inside the 25, and finally brought down at the 23. As that time again, Warren was trying to go deep over the middle and just didn't have the touch and overthrew his receiver. And Dalton Knapp that time, who usually plays with his hand on the ground, was lined up as a linebacker, dropped back into the coverage, and when the pass was tipped off the hand of the wide receiver DeAndre Ralston, went right into the hands of Dalton Knapp. Turnover number 5 for this Grapevine defense.
Yeah, and you had to throw that ball a little bit higher if you're Chris Warren, because Tyler Mears had dropped back into coverage as well, and so he had to get the ball over Tyler. To do that, he overthrows the ball just a little bit. Easy interception for Dalton Knapp.
1st and 10 at the 22 and a chance for Grapevine to ice this game. Parker Polk takes the handoff. He's inside the 10, the 5, and into the corral, and that should do it, folks. Parker Polk, with his 5th touchdown of the ball game, finds some room over left tackle and just outruns the defense into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great hole at the point of attack, and he slithers through there, makes that little cut to the right, and right down into the end zone for Parker. 5 touchdowns. He's got to be a little worn out. He looks a little tired to me. Get that man some oxygen and some Skittles.
22 yards on the touchdown run, 1 play after the turnover. And the Mustangs, when they needed it most, have come up with the plays on both sides of the ball. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. 2:38 to go in the ball game. The Mustangs now have their 17-point lead back. They lead the Cooper Cougars 38-21. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. And has been into the end zone 5 times.
One of his biggest nights of the year as well.
Squib kick this time, high bounce, picked at the 32 up to the 37-yard line as the return man, DeAndre Ralston, the wide receiver, picks it up off the high bounce. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 37. What a game tonight. I tell you what, we have a flag down so that we may have an offsides. Check that, illegal formation.
What's the score of the Argyle game? What do we have going on there?
They'll add 5 yards onto the end of the run there, so that'll move it out past the 40. And that game in Mineral Wells has gone final. The Argyle Eagles survive against the Raiders out of Ryder High School in Wichita Falls in Mineral Wells tonight. The Argyle Eagles win a defensive struggle. 7-0 was the final. They get a touchdown in the second quarter and make it stand up. 1st and 10, handoff to Bray, and he gets whacked behind the line by Tristan Sneed and dropped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
I'm just going to tell you, Jacob, I'm going to be a little bit of Nostradamus here and tell you it's going to take more than 7 points to beat the Grapevine Mustangs, in my extremely humble opinion.
So next week in the regional semifinal, wherever that game is played and whatever night, could be Friday, could be Saturday. They won't play on Thanksgiving, obviously.
That's good because I'll be at Cowboy Stadium. So
snap back on 2nd down and 10 as Warren trips trying to get away, and now he's going to get sacked as Latham. Whoa, and that pass gets flung out of bounds.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that should be intentional grounding. Unless there was a receiver over the sideline.
Well, he's out of the pocket, and as long as the ball gets back to the line of scrimmage.
But there was a receiver. No, and here comes the flag.
There you go. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
The ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. I thought maybe a receiver was in the area, but there wasn't.
That reminded me of the play that Joe Burrow, his last throw in the Super Bowl last year, where he was getting slung down by Aaron Donald and just kind of tried to throw the ball.
It was going to be a sack for Latham Way as Tristan Sneed got back there. Warren, as he was trying to get out of the pocket, tripped and almost fell down. That allowed Sneed to get to him, and then Latham Way was about to spin him down for a sack, and he just Warren just flung the ball sideways out of bounds, but it's grounding, so it will still be a loss back at the 36-yard line. So it'll be an 8-yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 18, 1:50 to go in the ball game. And at this point, we're just counting the seconds.
Celebration time.
Snap back on 3rd and 18. Warren getting pressured, stepping up. He gets away and drops the ball to Bray, but it's off his fingertips. That pass was behind him as Warren was throwing that on the run, just trying to get rid of it and avoid the sack. The pocket collapsed around Warren that time.
Coach Alexander down there giving the line judge the business once again. I think he wanted a pass interference there because while the ball was in the air, the receiver was blocking downfield. You simply can't do that. But ref says, hey, come on, coach. Game's just about over. Let me leave my flag in the pocket.
He can block if the pass is behind the line of scrimmage, and that one was not, for sure. But it's incomplete. 4th and 18 now. Last chance here for the Cougars on their own 36-yard line. Warren takes the snap, looking over. Now he's going to roll to his left, and he's just going to take off and see what he can get. He's up to the 45 and finally gets brought down from behind as Latham Way chased him down. And that will be a turnover on downs at the Cooper 48-yard line as Warren did what he could but was not going to be able to get the yardage he needed. And the Mustangs will take over, and now it's just time to put the baby to bed and move to the next round.
Put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner, Jacob. That's what they said in the in the old college football movie, The Program.
Mm-hmm. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Okay.
They say that all good things must end.
Okay, Don Meredith. There's some history for you folks.
1st and 10 at the Cougar 48.
We want to say hi to Cy Owens' grandparents watching this game all the way from California.
Parker Polk still in the game and still making people miss as he takes the ball all the way down to the 31 for a gain of 17.
Wow. Parker just doesn't stop, does he? He's doing the Parker Polka right down the middle of the field. Look at those feet go.
Just making men miss and running through tacklers. 17 more for Parker Polk.
I hope he's
excited down there. He's giving big high fives to his linemen.
I hope he's getting a massage, maybe a hot tub, something at the end of this game because he has been a workhorse.
Parker Polk was over 200 yards before that carry. And so he just adds to his night. Under a minute to go, snap back, handoff to Reed Watkins. He'll just power his way inside the 30, gain of about 3, but that doesn't really matter. Mustangs will only have to snap it one more time to put this game away as they are going to advance once again to the regional semifinal round, which has been their bugaboo for this program, and they are going to have, as they have the last few years, a very difficult opponent as they will have a rematch. A rematch from week 3 of the regular season against the Argyle Eagles next weekend, either Friday night or Saturday afternoon. We won't know. We won't know for probably either late tonight or tomorrow before we'll find out. But the Argyle Eagles have advanced, and now the Grapevine Mustangs will advance as Evan Baum takes the knee, and that will do it. The Grapevine Mustangs come into tonight. They jump out to a big 17-0 lead. They survive a very strong and very powerful comeback attempt from the Cooper Cougars, but are able to hold off that comeback attempt and pull away late for a 38-21 win to once again advance to the Region 1 semifinal here in 5A Division II. Your final score again tonight: the Grapevine Mustangs defeat the Cooper Cougars by a score of 38-21. We'll take a little short time out here for a second. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up here from the Crowley ISD Stadium. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. As we come back here to Crowley ISD Stadium, the Mustangs coming over towards their sideline here. They are the home team tonight, coming over here to celebrate their victory in the area round as they defeat the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene ISD tonight here at Crowley ISD Stadium by a final score of 38-21. This is the Infinity Solar postgame show. Jacob Dedamore here along with Tim Smith. And I'll tell you what, this Mustangs team, like last week, faced a big challenge tonight from their opponent, especially on the offensive end. And while it took them a little while to come up with the plays they needed, they were able to match that challenge and come away with the victory.
I love the playoffs because on paper this game didn't look like it would be this close, but even when they came out in that first half, Grapevine really showed some dominance, and we thought maybe this game was going to get out of hand, but no. Cooper comes out in the second half, and they had the focus, determination. Grapevine moved the ball but missed 2 field goals. Cooper took advantage, scoring 2 touchdowns, but at the end of the day, the 5th turnover was just a little bit too much for Cooper to withstand.
You have to really give it up to the to head coach Aaron Rohn and the Cooper Cougars because, like you said, this game could have gotten away from them very quickly in that first half after those 3 turnovers. Grapevine jumping out to that 17-0 lead, but they stayed with it. They made some adjustments, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and they were able to slow down Grapevine enough. And thanks to, as we talked about, the 2 missed field goals, that even though those aren't turnovers, they kind of act like turnovers. Thanks to keeping Grapevine off the scoreboard, they were able to get that offense going and get some momentum and get themselves back into this game, making adjustments offensively as well by getting Bray more involved and the receivers more involved out on the edges in space and giving them room to make plays.
Yeah, both teams really made good adjustments throughout the night. I thought Cooper made a really good adjustment coming out of the half offensively. Grapevine's defense did make a final adjustment when they were only up by 4. And Cooper has the ball in the fourth quarter, driving to take the lead, and then the big interception because of what? A big zone blitz that we hadn't seen all night. So a lot of good things for Grapevine, but a lot of things to work on with all the penalties they had tonight. A little bit uncharacteristic. The big fumble they had, we don't see that too often on the kickoff return. Typically that's going to be a fair catch. So a few little details for Coach Alexander and his staff to get through tonight, because they have a big revenge game on their hands next week.
Well, and I tell you what they did. Cooper fought through this. Grapevine had 417 yards of total offense, but Cooper had 338 on their own. Grapevine, Evan Baum tonight, when he needed to throw the ball, he was efficient, 9 of 12 for 75 yards. But the other area that he was good at tonight, well, it's for the most part, especially for the most part, I should say, was making decisions in that triple option run game that the Mustangs employ. He only had 12 yards rushing on 7 carries, but it wasn't so much about his yardage. It was about the decisions he made, when to hand it off on the dive part of that triple option offense, and then making the decision of to pitch it or not to pitch it and when to pitch it when they went speed option.
Yeah, that wasn't perfect. There were some opportunities we thought for him to do different things than what he did within the option scheme. But again, Cooper did a really good job of playing assignment football, really taking the options away and making Evan make very quick decisions, and to not turn the ball over. That's what you want. You want ball security out of that. Evans had a great season of making all the right decisions all year, and he's continuing that here in the playoffs.
And, of course, what else can you say about Parker Polk? Parker Polk tonight was fantastic. It started on the very first offensive snap for Grapevine after Drew Nelson forced a fumble at the Grapevine 4-yard line on the first possession of the game, when that offense for Cooper had really gotten things moving early. And on a catch on a quick slant, I believe it was either Cameron Herron or DeAndre Ralston who caught a quick slant. Drew Nelson popped him right where the ball was caught and forced it out and recovered the fumble at his own forward on the first snap. Parker Polk goes 96 yards for the touchdown, and he kept it going. He had to earn a lot of yards tonight too, but he had 2 big runs late in the ball game. He had a big run towards the end of the first half, a 27-yard in the first quarter, a 27-yard touchdown run. but then late in the ball game made the plays he needed, ends up going for 21 carries. This is unofficial, of course, but 21 carries for 228 yards tonight and 5 touchdowns, averaging almost 11 yards a carry.
Now he had 19 rushing touchdowns on the season coming in, so it's not a surprise. I guess 5 touchdowns is a little bit of a surprise in a playoff game, but he's Parker. He's one of our favorites. We're going to sure miss him next year as he's going to be off playing receiver in college. But Parker, when you needed it most and you had to have it, you gave it to number 4, and he paid off for you every single time.
And he also led the team in receptions tonight. He had some nice catches out of the backfield on some circle routes, 3 catches for 22 yards as well. So he had about 250 yards of total offense tonight. But Rondell Carradine contributed. He was great in the speed option game, using that speed of his. He had 55 yards for 6 carries. Reed Watkins had 6 carries for 34 yards. So, the whole run game tonight was fantastic. Caden Cook had a couple of big grabs, including a big 4th down grab in that third. Even though the drive didn't end in points, it was a great catch by Caden Cook to keep a drive alive on 4th down. We saw the tight ends get involved tonight. Hank Miller and Brady Wagner both had a couple of solid catches.
Brady had that big catch down the sidelines.
Yes, he did. It was just a great all-around effort as the Mustangs end up with over almost 330 yards rushing tonight, and they move on to the area round where they will have the rematch from Week 3 against the Argyle Eagles, who, in many ways escaped tonight, and I do mean that. They won 7-0 over Wichita Falls Rider in a game where they were outgained by the Rider Raiders and were held under 230 yards of total offense.
And Jacob, we've been waiting for this game
all
year. We've been projecting when it was going to happen,
talking about
where it was going to happen.
And now it's going to happen.
If we're doing it, we know they're doing it down there on the field. So Grapevine, they're going to have a great week of preparation, and I guarantee they are looking forward to this challenge.
That's going to do it for us here tonight as the Mustangs once again advance to the Region 1 semifinal in 5A Division II as they come away with the victory tonight over a very scrappy Cooper Cougar football team. Thank you to our broadcast team. Thank you to Trey Bell, who puts together all these broadcasts. And tonight was definitely a challenge in a new stadium, and in the weather conditions tonight, they did a great job getting us with some great camera angles and getting us on the air. Just a fantastic job by everybody on the production team. Thank you also to Thomas Lee, owner and operator of Champion Sports Radio, who does so many things for so many schools around the Metroplex with these football broadcasts. Thank you also to our sponsors of Grapevine Mustangs football: 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, Energy Addict, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, livingforzachary.org, the LoneStarGridiron.com, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. That's going to do it for us tonight. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, my name is Jacob Dedamore. Once again, your final score tonight from Crowley ISD Stadium: the Grapevine Mustangs advance to the Region 1 semifinal by defeating the Cooper Cougars out of Abilene by a final score of 38-21. Until next weekend, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out in the Grapevine Mustang football universe, and we will see you next week in the regional semifinals. Have a great weekend, everybody.